Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the British Dodgeball live stream. We're back at St George's Park for the 8th meet of the English National Leagues.
It is, yes. It's meet number 8. Final, I think they say penultimate one now, isn't it?
Yep. Commonly known as the penultimate meet. So we're just in the warm-up phase here for Derby Phantoms versus London Storm. So we are actually streaming one court of the entire session. Today, the Women's Super League has been absolutely phenomenal. It's so close. There have been so many amazing matchups all up and down the table. So British Dodgeball are able, as we are middle session today, to give you a whole afternoon of dodgeball. So do stay with us. We've got the schedule on the screen at the minute, so we're going all the way through until the match at 4:15. So do stay tuned. You're going to get to see almost everyone who plays in this league and some really, really exciting matchups to come. So currently we're looking at, we have Storm in 5th.
1 second, I'll pull up the table and we can...
Jordan's going to do some technical wizardry.
There's been a lot going on at the moment. I cannot keep track of where everyone is.
Yeah, saying the top of this league is close is an absolute understatement. We've got 4 teams within 2 points of each other.
Yeah, for those that have been listening to the Neutral Zone podcast.
We're now available on Spotify.
Shameless plug there. Yes, the Women's Super League is all to play for and it's changed so much. But yes, this is 2nd place versus 5th place.
Yes, so both teams, Derby Phantoms there in 2nd, will be desperately wanting this win to solidify their medal position, whereas Storm are still right in there. They very much could be pushing for those medals. They're currently on 19 and the 3 teams ahead of them, so 2nd through 4th, are all on 20. The win here would be worth 2 points on that table.
I think it's important to note that Derby are currently missing April and Kez, and Storm seem to be missing Meg and Tandy. So it'll be interesting to see
if we miss them.
How the teams, as on paper as we would say, not at their full strength. Yeah. I'm sure that Celia and Selvi and
Grace has joined us again on Storm 1, hasn't she? I think, yes, I think Storm looking more their normal lineup than sometimes, I think, whereas you notice the people who are missing from Phantoms maybe more, so we'll see whether that makes a difference.
Yeah, I think with a team like Storm, especially how their women's have been performing this season, you can put any 6 on court from their selection pool and it's going to be a great game.
Yeah. So we've got an interesting clash of styles to come here. Phantoms are known for a very aggressive up-court style. We're trying to work on the women's commentator being too echoey. Let me know if that's improved. Kind commenter. But yeah, so we're about to get started here. So just to remind everyone, 6 on court, 5 balls, and we're going to play 15 minutes. A set lasts a maximum of 3 minutes. If you wipe out, you just restart immediately. And it's 2 points for a win, so that's when you've got more players left on court or you've wiped them out. And a point each at the end of 3 minutes. You have even players left on court. We've got John T and Sam reffing this one. Oh, captain.
With Leamington Spartans. Leamington Spartans line reffing. Just waving at Will Robinson there.
Yeah, slightly quieter than we're used to for this session because the Women's League 1 has a day off today. They'll be back for the last meet of the season. So we're just running these 2 courts and we're about to be on the whistle. Here we go, so 2 runners each, 3 balls to Storm.
Alice Bonson, you're very quick on the start there, as always.
Yeah, I'd say these are 2 teams that like to play in a very rapid style. Different, but both like it to go fast. Big dodge there from Alice Bonsignori in number 4 for Storm, who have their backs to us now in the white and black. And you've got Phantoms on the far side in purple and black. 2 balls on Jintai, but she's dodged those. Yep, and they follow through the running counter. Great dodge there by Charlie Cook. You're going to see a lot of these running counters. The girls will get thrown at by the team with the most balls and then run up court trying to get those hits while players are furthest forwards.
That was some lovely coordination there from Derby with that halt there.
Yeah, and as you can see, Storm pulling back really fast to make sure they're not leaving themselves up court and vulnerable to those counters. Oh,
unfortunate. That's an unfortunate two-hitter there, yeah.
So it's hit Grace and straight onto Charlie's ankle. You hate to see it.
You love to be doing it, but you hate to be on the receiving end.
Yeah.
Big hit on Jen Allen
Good
there
hit
from TJ.
And again, huge jump there from Alice, number 4 for Storm. It was a great counter by the Phantoms girls, well timed, but just managed to get over that one. Oh!
Very big hit from Harry Bignell there.
Yeah, they'll be pleased with that. That brings them even in players again. We're now 4-on-4. So 4-ball release. So a bit scattered maybe. We've still got the 1-ball release on Harry, a ping on the shoe there.
1 for 1, Harry for Kirsty there. That's a trade that you don't mind taking that. I'm not sure why Kirsty was out.
Invalid or line, I'd guess.
From my angle, but...
Oh, that was
just a slight miss.
There we go. G's thrown high.
Yeah, big counter there. That's a big movement. That to get Alice out.
It's very likely that this will be the way this match goes all day. 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. So it should be really interesting to watch at home. Oh, great block there from Tara. Oh, and there we are. Oh, and unfortunately a line fault from Celia.
Storm take the first set.
Storm take the first set.
Brave from Sam Laverty, ball retrieving for this game, considering his ankle's still not 100%.
Yes. There we go. Right, so we've got Derby decided they're going to concede that middle ball. That's the only contested ball. Our balls collide in the air. No one's out for that one, but 3 balls to Storm. Well put, well placed there. Yeah. So you saw Alice through that single, got straight back, and as the other 2 girls from Storm running backwards there, making sure to dodge those counters.
Been a lot of big movements from that Storm team in terms of dodging.
I think it's been as we've moved to 5-ball, like we've been playing it a few years now, but the agility element of the women's game has become such a huge part of the game. Like when we were in the 3-ball format, it was very much you could stand and catch, but these days, most people can grip those balls a little bit easier, people are moving faster, people are further up court, so you've got to be able to put in those big dodges, use your levels, and it makes for a very interesting game. That's a drop block from Jen Allen, that's unfortunate.
Interesting change of sides for Jen Allen there, was playing at
yes, we normally see it out on the left-hand wing, as we look at it. Blocked. I think blocked and then into her hair for Alice, that was unfortunate. She got really low, but not quite enough. Another great jumping on that wing.
There, yeah. That was a really good coordinated counter from Derby there, that was.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether they choose to swing in less as the match goes on, because it's good obviously for closing that distance. You want to be throwing from as close as possible. But it means that the 2 other retreating Storm players know exactly where that counter's going. So it'll be interesting to see whether they want to change that up later on in the game.
And it's a lot of work for that counterer, having to run that much distance all the time.
Yeah, just the extra steps. Like, as I'm sure you can see, these games end up being intense. They're exhausting. You're constantly shuffling around the court. It's sprint, stop, sprint, stop. Sometimes you get a little bit of reprieve like this bit where we're all just shuffling the balls around. Nice. Great call by Storm there. They wanted a player out, 2-player advantage now, and they just got that hit with those 3 balls.
Derby on the attack. Nice safe throw from Bree there, just to get rid of that 3rd ball.
So they're a confident countering team. We'd assume actually they're not too worried at this stage.
Yeah, with these 2 players, you'd want the countered on.
Oh, with a pre-throw from Maddie. Oh. Yeah. So I think
4v1 with Maddie left in. Now Maddie is a very competent catcher, so this could easily swing it. However, she is on the attack now with the 4-ball.
That was a bit of quick thinking there from Maddie.
Kirsty comes straight on, ready to attack.
Well left, good communicate. There we go.
Not quite enough time. Not quite enough time.
Oh, what an excellent play. So balls don't die until they hit the floor or the wall. So in this case, it's normally the floor. So balls that ricochet back from a block are considered a block attack because an action of your player has propelled it into the other half. So that counts as a catch just as much as a court throw does. That makes sense. That was a great piece of play, but as you say, just not enough time to turn it into anything.
Great game awareness from Derby there with Kirsty running on court, ready to attack straight away.
Tara Jones a little frustrated there with herself. I think she saw it and then had second thoughts, so tried to pull out, but she was too late.
Oh, unfortunately, hit on G there.
I'd say there's some very aggressive throwing going round from both teams. Like, commonly in the women's game, you think twice before aiming at the middle of a player because there's so many competent catches in this league. But with all the aerial work we're seeing, people are throwing at that sort of upper thigh level to try and catch people on their feet as they jump or try to block.
There's no what we'd call lazy dodging in this game.
No. No, lazy dodging is just being out. Yeah, nice big dodge there from Grace, making sure she's well out of the way. And Alice is rapid up court, but they're setting for 3. Oh, yeah, there we are.
Does leave Derby with the 4-ball attack, though, so...
Yes, so they've looked to immediately reply. Alice trying to put them off.
Didn't seem phased by Alice's pressure too much there.
Oh, unlucky. That was a valiant effort from Harry. She is known to take those catches down on her knees, but we're now even. Oh, a couple of different targets there. You wonder whether that was on purpose or not. So now we've got Storm set up for that running counter. Let's see how they make of that. Just the one release. Good.
Storm seem particularly keen for that high press, but Derby just seem unfazed by it at the moment. They don't seem to be panicking.
Yep. Yeah, no, that was well read there. Actually, that pause at front of court as Maddie waited for Bree really worked as Alice was forced into the dodge and they picked her off on the floor.
The keeping of that second ball as well as it came to her just in case was a great insurance policy, I think.
And 4 balls to Derby now.
One player up.
Player up. I think I'm going to I'd release 2, I think. There we go.
Yeah, 2-ball attack.
Oh. Grace really thought about that one, but just dodging that 2-ball attack. Beautifully placed balls very close together. Nice. Big
really
movement.
See the concentration on the faces of Derby at the moment. Yeah. They are gunning for this win.
There are no matches off in this league, so the result of this means a huge amount to everyone playing. Oh.
It's a little bit too wide for Grace there, unfortunately. Well placed from Derby.
Oh, and there we are.
Yeah.
So that'll be 4-2 to Storm.
4-2 to Storm, yes.
And we have played approximately... Oh, we've only got 5:50 remaining of the half, so we're 2/3 of the way through. So we're not going for wipeouts here. It's being very much, as we said, sort of 1 for 1 for 1 for 1 for 1. But are we starting to see a momentum change from Derby Phantoms?
They've stopped going for that middle ball now.
Yes, it's a lot of wasted energy if you're not going to win it.
Yeah, against someone like Alice, if you're not winning it in the first couple, you're not going to keep attempting.
Some good aggressive blocking, and then Kirsty Lund just lifting her feet up to make sure she's not a victim of that bounce ricochet ball. Oh! Oh, I think blocked straight into her, blocked onto her own hand and face, I think there, Alice.
Just unfortunately just out of TJ's reach there.
Yes, although I think Bree would have preferred a double counter on Tara, but she's got the hit anyway.
Derby have set themselves now, setting for those 4 balls whenever they're ready.
Yeah, I think one thing we do see a lot, and it's not just women's, oh, that's an absolute pain for Harry Bignell. That's an invalid attempt. She didn't manage to release the ball within a metre of a live player, so she's taken herself off for that, and they've caught Grace there. Big dodge, but not enough with 3 balls coming at her.
Harry signaling there for Rachel Potter to get ready, so I think there's going to be a change of lineup for the next set.
Yeah, especially in matches like this. If you feel yourself losing concentration or you just need a break, far better to take that. Yeah, Charlie got low under the first one, with great hit from Jen. Slight delay throw is just so dangerous in this game. Oh. And as we see, Beth's really willing to take advantage of people not paying attention.
Beth is very much the one who's happy to take a catching out at any point of the game.
Yeah, she's so...
Yeah, she'll throw herself for that catch if need be.
She's such a class player, Beth Redmond. Like, you don't necessarily notice her. She does her job and like not very flashy. And every now and then you just look up and be like, hang on a minute. Beth Redmond's caught everyone, but a great catch from G there. She had to be aggressive. That was the right thing to do. But yeah, 4-all. So how long left of the half? We've got 3.5 minutes left, so we should have enough for 2 sets.
Minimum of 2 sets.
I've got a timeout there, potentially from London Storm. You can't underestimate how important momentum is in these matches, can you?
Yeah, Derby have brought it back to 4-4. Storm are going to be a little bit riled.
I'd say it's slowed down a little bit. I thought we dropped a bit of pace from those first few sets, so it'd be interesting to see whether either team wants to ramp that pace up, because notably, while you say that Derby are generally a team that like playing at pace, they've done better as it slowed down.
Just with the quick addendum during this timeout, on the other court, it is currently 4-2 to Queen Bees against Valkyries. That'll be an interesting game by the looks of it.
Yeah, each team get 1 minute's worth of timeout in this match, so this will be Storm's only timeout. So they decided they want to break that momentum before they head into half time and hopefully play out the last 3.5 minutes with it and get that advantage going into the half. They've got Sam Mason, who's head repping there, calling them to line back up again.
Yeah, they decided not to change the lineup.
No, it's unchanged on both sides, so they clearly think they can get this working for them.
That's what we said about the needing to do the big dodges, I think.
Yeah, I think that's perfect start as far as Storm are concerned. Big hit off that 2-ball release, blocked the running counter, and they're back with 3 balls. Yeah. And then Grace right up court, Grace Martin right up court for that 3rd phase of play, which Storm haven't been entering into as much. We got a hit called on Gintari.
Slight difference in reffing decisions there. Line ref calling block.
Yeah,
Centre ref calling hit.
John T looking face-on's called the hit, so head ref takes priority. Oh!
Sweep.
Oh! I'm not sure. We're sure what happened there.
They think it could be a multiple hits.
Yes. So we'll see where the refs get to. Looks like it's fairly clear cut from here. So all Beth would have had to do to make the catch was secure it with 2 hands, a hand before she fell out of court. But it's been decided that she had been hit prior to the catch. Bree's got to go back to the back line before they can restart time.
Getting overexcited there.
There we are.
A lot of big lateral dodges. A lot of big lateral dodges from the Derby team. Really getting small and to the side.
Yeah, something you see quite a lot in the men's, which I'm wondering whether we'll transfer it over a bit more, is almost like a stutter technique. So they will go up and throw a fake and then almost immediately follow up with a release of balls. That's much easier if you've got lots of players who grip throw, because it's easier to recover from a fake and get power into your ball, and also you have to be able to rely fully on arm strength because you haven't got momentum. But with the girls, everyone's starting to use these huge dodges. It makes it very difficult to hit people.
I think the stutter is very much a foam technique brought over to cloth, isn't it?
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see whether, as a women's league, we start adopting that more as a tactic.
Hit on Harry at the centre line there.
So Storm 1 up. Stay 1 up. There we are. Yep, I'd set with 4. Good call there. Communication's so key to work out what you're trying to do. And we are 1 minute 10 remaining of this half. Hit there.
So that's evens, 3-on-3.
So 3 balls to Derby. I think they're going to throw 1.
That would be the safe
block,
bet.
Charlie.
Quick ricochet revenge, and a catch from Maddie again. A ricochet catch at the line again.
Yes, I think someone definitely, early bird catches the worm, and Maddie is making all the right decisions with those ricochet catches.
The court awareness there was spectacular.
Good dodge from Grace. You can see her trying to force that catch. She's getting nice and low. She's got to force a hit now. It's so hard, isn't it? When you know you've got no time. You just want to
That is
release
the
the
set.
balls.
1 minute set.
A 1 minute set, so that'll be
set.
6-4 to Phantoms with a 1 minute set because we had some less than a minute remaining on the clock of the 15 minutes, so we reset for a 1 minute
May end up with
set.
a change of lineup. Looks like Maddie has.
It was quite the dive, to be fair.
It was quite the dive, yeah. Whether it's
so
injury
we've had a pause time for injury.
or tiredness.
Yep. So, yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised if that's really winded her, actually, because she took it was an almighty effort. It was very impressive.
If the refs have paused time, that will require, in between sets, would that require a change in lineup?
That's an interesting one, isn't it? Because had we stopped time in game, for a player's injury, the player then can't continue that set. You can have a sub on, so you're not a player down, but you'd have to be subbed. I'd have thought it looks a little bit like maybe, like I think it's breathing. So personally, I'd be subbing Maddie anyway.
I would sub Maddie off for this to give her the full
because she can have
minute
half
set
time
and
to
the
recover.
half time. Yeah.
I think she's been hyperventilating a little bit. We've got Sam Mason just going to check she's okay. Oh, and maybe a stitch, I think Jen's indicating. Because cramp can be the other thing, like you're rocketing around the court and suddenly you tweak something. Yeah, there we are. So we've got Meg.
It looks like they swapped out for Meg.
Meg's coming in. Maddie's going to get that minute set just to catch her breath and then she'll have half time to recover.
The Storm's lineup remaining unchanged for this set. Derby almost being forced to make that sub, but I don't think it'll make too much of a difference.
Yeah, so 3 balls to Storm again.
Betting for that attack rather than the quick start.
It's still a little cagey, I'd say. Like we had those first sort of rapid couple of sets, and then I think people are thinking much more about where they want the balls to be on court. Unfortunately, they're blocked at least one, but I think it might hit a foot on the way down for Harry there. Oh, we've got a hit there.
Very
and
nice coordinated.
There. Great work.
Very
So
nice coordinated 2-ball attack there.
Yeah. Even now. Got about 25 seconds left. It's amazing how fast these minutes tick away. So now, we've got to see how much great dodge from Alice. We've got to see how much, who wants this win and who'd rather actually settle for a draw going into half time. Oh, it's been called a hit. That's huge.
That has been called a hit.
Not been uncalled a hit.
Pause time.
Oh.
Pause time.
Well,
Whether that's a hit will determine, because the time left, it's seconds.
Not very much at all.
Not very much time, so that will determine the game, I think.
Yeah, especially when there's so little time left. As soon as you have a hint of controversy and just disagreement among the refs, it's so important to stop time and get it sorted out, because otherwise you distract players trying to play on, and then everyone's of course got the argument that they would have done something different had they not been being shouted at by someone. So we'll see how this turns out. You have your 2 centre refs plus 4 linesmen on the court, so they're all watching different parts of the court, but generally everyone's trying to get a general overview because there's so many things happening. You've got 5 balls up to 12 players.
They've called the hit.
I called the hit.
So that is 5v4 for Storm with 3
negligible time.
Yeah.
So I think actually Storm can just hold. Oh, Kirsty's over key. So yeah. Phantoms want to force that hit.
No.
Great dodges, don't let go.
Yeah,
Very good.
That's all Storm had to do. That's all Storm had to do. Finish out that 6-6 at half time.
Yeah, and obviously, like Phantoms wasted no time getting back up court, and that was exactly the right thing to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So there will now be
a
sort of 3 or 4 minute half time. Yeah, all to play for. Definitely.
At this point, it's essentially the score is back to 0-0. So this 15-minute half determines who takes the win.
Yeah.
Or the draw. How this has been going. Quick start on this second half there. Score stands at 6-6. Still an unchanged lineup from Storm. Storm setting with a 3-ball attack. 2-ball attack on Bree, which hits its mark. With a big counter from G, but just misses. It goes straight in between. Another 2-ball attack. This how missing its mark. Celia's with the big dodge there.
So a little bit of news here. So Catherine has had to leave us to go and warm up for her game next against Wessex Wolves. So I have joined Jordan. I've hopped on to help finish the second half of this game.
Alex joining a veteran of the sport.
To answer the question in the comments, unfortunately, none of the men's Super League games will be streamed later, just due to sort of some staff issues and referee procedures, I guess. But we will be trying to stream games from all the different leagues possible, at the final league meet of the year. But unfortunately, it's just the 5 women's games today.
Storm really steaming ahead with these sets there. Sitting 4 players up currently. A lovely 2-ball attack with a very big dodge from Celia there.
Got about 1 minute remaining now in this first set of this second half, and Storm in a very, very comfortable position. 4 players up currently against Phantoms. Great pressure there from the right wing.
Derby still seeming really unfazed by Storm's pressure there.
They do.
There's a lot of high press coming from the wings on Storm, but Derby just don't seem to react.
I've seen a lot of teams this season maybe become very skittish when they're faced by that pressure, allowing Storm to get an easier dodge or get an easier counter off. But Phantoms have been sort of, I think, matching the pressure quite well.
Slight graze on Meg there. And Celia steps off to reset the set on a 1v5 with 20 seconds left. That's a tactical and quite smart move. Derby are quite happy to do the step off to get the reset. Does work in their favour.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Celia recently returned from injury. I think she suffered a really bad ankle injury, I think it was. So obviously she's been out of the game for a while, so potentially, trying to push an extra sort of 20, 30 seconds on your own against 6 people probably isn't worth it, and it might, just cause more strain on that injury she's just recovered from. So I think it's an admirable move to step off. Some people are against stepping off, but the situation calls for it.
Yeah, a big hit from cross court there from, I think that was from TJ onto Bree there. A catch from TJ, ricocheting off Alice.
I don't know about you, but I think so far I've been seeing some really good trading in this game. Like, everyone's really good cover. As soon as they get a ball in their hand at the back of court, they're immediately stepping forward and immediately looking to be active and get that hit to help their team.
Yeah. Both teams are happy to go 1-for-1 in this game. There's not a doubt in their mind that if they're going out, they're taking someone with them. Nice save throws from Jen there, just to get rid of the balls.
And again, in roughly just a space of 1 minute, Storm again, 6 against 1. Really, really strong start to the second half. Clearly, whoever led their halftime team talk has done a cracking job.
So that is Storm taking 2 sets within the first 4.5 minutes.
Really quick sets there.
Timeout called for Derby. That will really have started to panic Derby a little bit. Taking 2 sets, 2-set loss that quickly is going to worry them slightly, I think.
Yeah, I think it's definitely wise to take the time out there. Sometimes I've seen teams, try and go for the third, think, okay, maybe it's not too bad, but I think, they lost very comfortably in those 2 sets, so it's very definitely a very smart decision to take the timeout there.
Whatever Storm said at halftime
Yeah,
worked.
it's clearly worked wonders.
Yeah, they seem full of energy still and raring for this game. I've noticed with Derby as well, Maddie Smith has come back on court now. She has swapped back in.
Yeah, it's always nice to see. Although you know, they do happen rarely. Injuries do happen, unfortunately. But obviously, everyone is always thrilled to see when a player is able to return to court. Obviously, it means injury hopefully wasn't too severe. It's always great to be able to carry on playing. So, I mean, I myself have suffered a lot of injuries over my few years. I'm sure you've probably been the same.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm still naive enough to try and play through it most of the time.
And I think a lot of the time it's not even sort of the injury itself or the pain. It's the thing that hurts the most is not being able to play, like having to sit off, letting the team down.
Emotional damage of the recovery time.
Yes, yes.
10.5 minutes left of this game, with the score standing at 10-6 to Storm.
Yeah, a really strong start to the second half for Storm. Let's see if Phantoms can turn it around. Same thing happened in the first half, to be fair. So it's definitely very possible.
Yes.
Both very strong teams, with the last game obviously ending in a draw with a very last second catch. I think anything really can happen.
Two cross-court winging throws straight into the middle player there. That's a very, very smart move. Play can work really quite well. Nice safe single from G there.
Mr. Benbridge, Valkyries and Bees over on court one is currently 13-5 in favour of Valkyries.
Storm currently sitting one player up still. Oh, just a bit too wide there for Charlie Cook. Bounces off the hand, straight into the back. Oh, good attempt for a catch there from Grace. Unfortunately, just not quite centre enough.
I've noticed Storm very aggressive on the running counters, especially Alice over on that left wing. She's up court very, very quick, always looking for the hit.
Yeah. Alice's play style just lends itself to that more aggressive, difficult to hit play style, and it's brilliant to watch. It really is. Derby not particularly. Oh, big hit from Alice there, yeah, and a return hit from Maddie. I think Derby are setting themselves nicely, not looking to rush these sets, really taking the time with them and doing it quite methodically and much more safe than what you would expect.
Unlucky from Maddie there. She's left in a bit of a tricky situation. Double running counter in the middle, but almost does take the one catch.
And as we've seen in this game already, Maddie can take those quite easily.
Yes, yes, she can.
Nice safe throw from Harry there.
Yeah, very safe. Again, clearly, whatever was said in the timeout of Derby Phantoms has proved to work very well. And it's often, sort of for London Storm, when they come into their team talk, they're not really going to have much to say. Obviously, they've just won two sets really, really cleanly. So they're like, okay, yeah, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. But when Phantoms switch it up, Storm then need to try and react to that during the game itself. So obviously, unless they use the timeout.
Looking at the change in Storm's demeanour as well, it's looking like they're quite happy with their draw in these sets. They are sitting 2 sets ahead, which does give them a bit of leeway. So as you notice then, a few less counters, a bit more setting themselves, a bit more waiting, nice safe throws.
Yeah.
Not as aggressive as the first half, which I don't think they need to be.
No. I think after winning those first 2 games very quickly, I think, they've realised, okay, we've got a bit of an advantage now, let's play it slow, let's not make any mistakes. Phantoms have just had their timeout. which obviously worked for them. So it's okay, let's not rush into things, let's not get caught out, drawn into chaos. And I think, you know, when you go down in a set, you are often happy taking a draw.
Darby taking a lead there, 6v5 now. A lot more single ball throws in this half than there was previously.
Yeah.
Seems both teams are going for that quite safer, not wanting to get rid of the 4 balls.
Yeah, it's obviously St. George's Park and like a lot of venues, there's very large gaps at the, behind both sides of the court. So usually if you throw a ball, unless it gets blocked or hit back to you, chances are the other opposing team is going to keep that ball. So if you throw 2 balls on a 3-ball attack, you know, there's a risk of giving your opponents 4 balls. So teams often go for a single ball attack.
Derby currently sitting 2 players up with 1 ball. 3-ball attack from
Storm
Storm.
currently with 4 though in possession.
Yes, yeah.
Can't make use of it though.
Good hold from Bree there. Good hold from Bree.
Yeah, really good dodge there from Phantoms.
Halfway through this set now.
Good block there as well.
And neither team seems to have any panic with them now, which very controlled gameplay from both teams.
Yeah, I agree. Both teams look really composed, I think, at the moment. A nice cheeky effort there, but unfortunately it doesn't quite work out.
Quick reactions from Bree.
Yeah, I have seen it work quite a lot. Brian Neely from Spartans loves a good snipe from back of court when people aren't paying attention. Sometimes he gives up 4 balls at training, but you know.
Good, very good catch from Beth Redmond there, just straight into the straight secured.
Very important time as well. Storm only 1 player down now, with about 40 seconds remaining in the set.
2 hits from Derby there, 2 single ball counters, straight at the targets.
Counters. Choosing to go at separate targets. That is a bounce. Nice to see Storm player calling a bounce there as well.
Beth Redmond looking to get rid of that attacking ball so she can go for the defense.
I imagine we'll see a standing counter and then looking for a catch here.
There is that standing counter. Safe throws from Derby, didn't allow the catch.
Chooses not to fish. About 10 seconds left now.
All Derby need to do now is hold those balls, and they've taken this set. And there we go, there's that hold. It's 11-9 to Storm. Derby making a comeback.
Again, clearly that timeout working really well in favour of Phantoms. That was a really, really comfortable, controlled set. Even after they gave the catch away, you know, they remained focused, remained calm, and immediately got 2 hits on double running counter.
Just under 4 minutes left. 2 sets minimum, which could swing it for either team.
Chances are we'll see 2 sets here, so... We could still have a draw at the end of this game, but I'm hoping with 2 sets we will see a winner here.
It wouldn't be unlike the Women's Super League to, after all this, to end in a draw.
It has been a great season though in the Women's Super League.
It's been a fantastic season.
Games. And I mean, you look at London Storm, like sort of mid-table team at the moment, but if you look at their actual matches, a lot of their games they've only lost by sort of 1 or 2 sets. Like really unfortunate. Because they've been playing really well in all the games, and obviously they had a really strong performance against Leamington Spartans, who are currently top of the table. So definitely a very, very capable team. I think it's just a little bit unfortunate losing the odd set, which costing them the game. But again here, putting on a really strong performance.
Unfortunately, just a miss of a catch there from Kirsty, evens it out for Storm. It's 5v5 with just under 2 minutes to go.
Good blocking there
Block from Jen there.
On the right wing for Phantoms. For anyone curious, over on court 1, the score... Oh, the game has ended actually, sorry. The game ended 15-7 in favour of Valkyries.
No catch called from Sam Mason. Line fault before catch. It's 4v3. Ooh, close to a line fault there. Free ball attack from Derby. Let's see what they do. "45 seconds left. Storm 1 player down."
Good dodges there from Phantoms.
I think both teams here are happy to sit with the 2 balls ready, looking for those counters or those catches. Just a single ball throw from G there, nice and safe on Grace.
Yeah, good cover protection there from Jen.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
If Derby can just last this 15 seconds without a catch,
That was very aggressive from
should
Storm.
swing the set in their way, ready for a minute set.
10 seconds now. Storm, no balls. Will they dodge or will they look for a catch here? Looks for the catch, but unfortunately cannot make it. And Derby do take the set.
So that is a 1-minute set. 11-11 is the score, so this is the set to play for. You probably can't see with the angle, but the crowd has started to gather for this game. This is looking to be quite a spicy minute set, I think. To the point where neither of the other teams are really warming up. So this is a 1-minute set for either a draw or a win for one of the teams.
Derby Phantoms and London Storm treating us yet again to another fantastic game. And it looks like it's all going to come down to just 60 seconds. Here we go. 60 seconds of dodgeball between 2 amazing teams.
Teams set in there, no quick start from either team.
Storm in possession. They release 2.
Big block there, giving Derby the 4 balls, a potential early lead.
Huge block there. Storm were looking to go, take the play advantage early on in the set, but it has not paid off for them.
Derby on the play 3.
But great dodges from London Storm there on the left side.
Yeah, standing counter on Derby there, putting it at 6-5 for Storm with 20 seconds left. Derby just need 10 seconds left. Next hit could swing it.
Bree Darcy on that left wing for Derby Phantoms has been amazing at staying alive against the Storm attack.
Hit there. Catch made by Alice Bonsignori. And that secures Storm the win. Big rebound catch there from Alice Bonsignori, which secures Storm that win, which puts them ahead of Derby in the table currently. That is big from Alice Bonsignori there.
Huge.
Big.
What a catch, what a game.
What a finale to that game. That was a really, really, really well played game of dodgeball then. To finish on that is...
The rematch between these 2 teams did not disappoint in the slightest.
Yeah, as you can see, Storm very happy with that win.
Very happy, I do not blame them.
Yeah. Yeah, very nicely done there from Storm, and well played Derby.
Really, really good game. We'll be back in just a bit for Wessex Wolves against Nottingham Sheriffs.
Hello. We're just getting the start of Wessex versus Sheriffs. So far, it's still 6 on 6, so you've missed nothing. And lovely 2-ball attack there, getting a beautiful hit. And Wessex managing to get a hit in return, but I'm not entirely sure how she went out, but it's actually a 4 on 4, so very fast pace.
Hi everybody. I don't know if I was just talking to myself then. Oh, Jordan turned it off and I was just talking to myself then. Hi everybody. So, I think Wessex really do want this win to try and make sure that they are not in the relegation stage. Sheriffs want this to try and be competing for the top 3. If I'm wrong, so hopefully someone will correct me. But I think that's where we're at with the table. But it's the Women's Super League, so who knows what's actually happening really.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Sheriffs are starting with a lead. It's currently 5-2 with players. It's 0-0 overall. You missed the beginning, I think, but you didn't miss any sets. So this is the first set. Oh, it's a real shame. Monique just nearly got that catch, but not quite.
You'd expect her to make that catch most of the time. I'm not entirely sure why she didn't there.
No, it's a shame. And Vicky, as always, is incredibly difficult to hit. She's small, but also nimble. Abby dodging that double throw. They're going in for a double counter. Missing Kelly. Great dodge by Kelly there.
This Wessex team are very good at having players last in, just staying alive the whole time. Very good at sliding on the floor and caping out the way of those balls.
And Kelly absolutely normally baiting for that catch. She absolutely wants it. Oh, real shame. Good hit, but unfortunately Vicky going for the catch there, just missed. Still down to Kelly now. She's used to this. She's a nice dodge. What's she going to do? Has she got 4 balls or 5? She's got the 4. Abby's got the other. Go on, Kelly. Let's see what we get.
Here.
No, I think they're going to step back, wait for the 3. Kelly looking for that catch. Sheriffs know that Kelly can take that catch as well, so we'll see what they can do here. See, we'll throw all 3 and see what happens. Oh, so close. Good effort, Kelly.
Quite surprising from Kelly there, not deciding to go for the free throw at the end, but actually just set entirely for the catch. I think it let Sheriffs actually run forward and have a more timed throw than they would otherwise have. So
yeah, I think with Kelly, she definitely loves to set for the catch because she can make some crackers. So, real shame she didn't make it there. Strong start by Vicky. Of course, she missed the quick start, but it was a good effort. Oh, lucky.
I think that was just slightly too low for her. She couldn't quite get underneath it, so it just bounced up and off
her knee. So, Sheriff set for 3. Convincing fakes by Catherine there in the middle, trying to put them off. Of course, you guys are more commonly used to hearing Catherine. We apologise now that we aren't as good commentators as your original pair. Unfortunately, Catherine can't commentate whilst playing, so you'll get to see her in her full glory while she's playing this time, and you're going to be stuck with us.
I have heard that Alex is investing in player mics so that you can hear what they're saying during the game.
Alex Search is going to invest
now looking at me very quizzically and wondering why I've sold him down the river like this, but...
So if you, in the future, we might have on-court commentary by Alex Search. We'll see if it happens.
If you do like the thought of hearing what the players are saying during the match, then please do comment that. Oh, and we can peer pressure Alex into making that work. So
that would definitely work.
It would definitely work. It might do, at least from the outbox. You could do it from the outbox, definitely. Better view. That was a 1-for-1 there.
The peer pressure would definitely work.
And of course,
once again, it's Kelly left in by
I
herself.
said she was used to this. There we go, catching out.
Lovely work,
really
securing
good,
that
and that's
catch
why
despite
we do
being hit by the other balls.
Yeah, we do love Kelly being last in. Number 13 from Wessex here. She's going to. Oh, that was very close on Lauren Cooper. Really good work. She's going to try and take out a 1v4. There's still quite a lot of time left in this set, so she might actually go for it. And I think she's going to want to set up for that catch there because Wessex do love to catch. Oh, well left though.
these
Absolute cracking pre-throw.
These no-look throws as well that are coming through really seem to be causing issues for Sheriffs. And nice throw in there, playing quite defensive just to pass over the 3 balls in order to look for the catch. Now, can she make it?
Yes, what a
Lovely.
cracking catch. I've just been informed
Another
she is
catch
a
and
Surrey
out.
uni player, plays for Fireball. Normally she is here for Wessex, and she is storming through. No puns intended. Come, oh no, that might be called invalid. It's unfortunate. We get the balls though. Tim trying his best to get the ball back, unfortunately not quite making it.
I apologise for that, but I wasn't expecting, as a commentator, to be quite so involved in the game.
It's all right, Reese has your back.
The score is currently 4-0 to Sheriffs, so they're off to a strong start, as you'd expect from this high-quality team.
Wessex really have been putting the work in with the quick starts. It's really unfortunate that hasn't been working for them this particular game. But you can see there it's something that maybe have been practicing or that they've been talking about in their pre-game chats. They've definitely been trying to put pressure on with those quick starts. Unfortunately, it's not come to fruition yet. Catherine there with a cracking throw and a great block on the left. Oh, unfortunately, Kelly got clipped there, and her pre-throw didn't quite hit. So unfortunately, it was a 1-for-nothing from Kelly. Oh, and another one again. She was so good with those catches in that last game. She unfortunately just couldn't quite make on there. It was just on her right leg, and it spun a little bit, so she couldn't quite get a grip on it. Kelly. Oh, sorry, no, Vicky was going for glory then. She could see the amount of effort she's putting into these throws.
And we seem to be seeing a slight difference in play styles coming through here, where
Great catch by Abby.
Sheriffs seem to really want to be aggressive with those balls on the wings, whereas Wessex are far more happy releasing the extra balls when they've got 3, but actually going up as 3 rather than running counter. Do you think that's sort of part of why the score is currently 6-0?
I don't know. I think with Wessex, maybe they're going all out on the power. I think maybe their accuracy is actually what's letting them down a little bit. I think it's not necessarily their
style,
tactics.
but more...
It's more where their balls are going. You can see there the balls kind of just went between the 2 players. They're not going for the hits. I don't know whether it's because they know that Sheriffs is also a particularly catching team that they're a little bit concerned about it. But yeah, there's a lot of power behind these Wessex throws. I think maybe just the accuracy's not quite hitting them. Fake there. And a great dodge by Kelly as she went up to throw with that counter. So it's 3 balls for Wessex now.
Nice cover as well on the wing
great
there.
Cover.
Really
the pressure
helping
on.
Kelly out, making it easier for her to get back.
3 balls now for Wessex. Let's see what they do. They throw the 2, but they know that Meg's going to try and catch. So they throw 2, but they do get the hit off the back there. 2-for-1 trade going on there. Put Wessex in a good position now. And they threw 2 balls at Lauren Cooper as well. They do know that the Sheriffs are wanting these catches. So that's probably why they are throwing the 2. And it's now working out for Wessex. Good work. Great dodge by Corey. Great block by Kelly. Wessex again with 3 balls. They'll probably throw the 2 again, that's what I'm going to say.
And you're exactly right, 2 balls just going through.
It's unfortunately allowing Sheriffs to come up with that double running counter. They didn't release both there, but they did have the opportunity to if they so wanted. I think they're just hoping to get them with an aces. 1 high, 1 low ball, Wessex. They're hoping to hit maybe Corey or Lauren with an aces.
So aces, for people that don't know, is throwing 1 ball high, 1 ball low. Generally at a player that with a ball, so that they block the high ball, get hit by the low ball. Oh, lovely cross-court hit there, just clipping Lauren Hems on their toe, making it 4-2. So Wessex really looking out to see out this game here.
Again, that was a great ace. That was an
two-ball
absolutely classic demonstration of how an aces work. Really well done. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Catherine there. She got clipped on the toe as she went to block that high ball. We're going to have a pause time here. Do you know what happened? I looked away for a second. Sorry. Oh,
I think it's just
a timeout
shoelaces
for shoelaces.
And also the refs on this court, very aware, realised actually one of the Wessex players was playing with a necklace as well.
Oh dear.
So during the slight break of play, asking the player to remove that.
We had a safety break. Corey there trying to get that pre-through. They're setting for that 3-ball, going to try and throw it at her before she gets the ball. Corey set for the catch. They miss. Back in there, Corey's going forward. She's going to have 3 balls still, so she's going to have to throw that next ball. Wessex looking to set.
This grouping from Wessex on their throws is really good. It's making it really hard for the Sheriff's players to make that catch, because there's multiple balls in the same vicinity. And Wessex getting on the scoreboard with a well-seen outset.
It is 2-6 now. I'm not wrong, am I? It is 2-6. Four minutes left in the half. We've got a 3-minute set just starting. We'll get another set out of this at the end. And again, Wessex go for the quick start, but it did not work out this time. Kelly unfortunately got the court on that quick start. However, Emily came in and took a 1-for-1 with Lauren. So
I think that's
not
quite an
working out
important
too
player
badly
for them to get out early. She's quite active around the court, very strong throw. So actually, I think they're pretty happy with that trade, apart from it being a 2-for-1.
yeah,
It was just unlucky that Kelly got caught.
you know, you've still got a whole group of catchers left on that court.
True.
Wessex come on. They're still throwing the 2. They're still choosing to throw the 2. Not many teams actually throw the 2 anymore. But that was a great counter on the right-hand side there, taking out Corey. So really good work.
I think really they're having to throw those 2, as you were saying, because of how strong the Sheriffs are at making these catches. They really need 2 balls grouped together in order to get the hits, because otherwise they're just going to get caught. And I think Wessex don't trust their power to actually just throw those singles. So really smart adjustment to their play in order to be able to still be in this game.
Oh, great grouping by Sheriffs. They delayed that last ball there, which meant that while she was in the air, she had very minimal ability to be able to adjust her dodge. So they got her on the leg with that one. So really well done by Monique for delaying that a little. Lauren again!
Catching out.
Catching out, but it was a great catch. Good work.
And Vicky Barkley left last in.
She's hard to hit, we know that. Will she pre-throw her? She's just going to set for it. And she's probably going to try and take a hit here. I know she does love to throw. So she's probably going to try and get the hits. She loves a catch too.
Which team would you favour going into a minute set then? Wessex
a minute set. Ooh.
Wessex more likely to be able to take the...
I'd probably put a little bit of an edge on Wessex in that minute if they get the hit on the quick start. But so far, unfortunately, those quick starts just haven't worked out for them. So unfortunately, I will have to go with Sheriffs on that. Great catch by Catherine there.
Catch.
Unlucky, Vicky. Catherine almost taking that catch away from Lauren, who was kind of set for it, but Catherine was like, no, that's mine. I'm having it. See you later.
And I think this means we'll have slightly longer than a minute left.
We're going to have a minute and about 50, a minute and 20 left to go.
Again with the quick start, but just nice sensible dodges
whether
in the middle.
Whether she needs to go cross court or whether they just need to reset with the 3, I don't really know. Unfortunately, it's not really working out for them, and I think if someone in the box would be watching that, would be really good. It was a really good hit on the left, though. We were so distracted by the quick start, we forgot about the 3 balls. So it was a really good hit there. Sheriff set with 3.
It is often very hard to get the hits with the quick start because everyone is looking at that one player that's moving forward.
Yeah, I suppose. You haven't got people faking with you, have you?
There's no other fakes. Everyone's watching that one ball that's going to be thrown. So unless you really do catch someone short, you're unlikely to be able to get a hit. And some nice blocking there, just securing the ball, keeping it on their side so that they can come up and probably release another 2-ball attack.
No.
Ah,
You were
deciding
duped.
with a single.
Tim was duped. But they have now got the 4, so what are they going to do with it? Just to keep you updated on the other side, it is 12-2. Rangers versus White Tigers, 12-2 to Rangers. They threw 2 at Corey. Unfortunately, one was quite high, and the other went to the side, so they weren't going to make that hit there.
Team's currently even at 5-all, and
the time is gone. 5 apiece, that's a draw on that
draw
set.
at the end of that.
The score, I believe, is 3-9. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to say it is 3-9. And we
Quick
go
math.
into the second half.
But yeah, so what do you think Wessex really need to do to try and secure out this?
Unfortunately, I think that the biggest issue at the moment might be just accuracy, and it's not something that's very easily fixed during the game. They are moving on to the half that is notoriously better to getting your eye in. I don't know if it's because the wall is behind you. You're able to hone in on your target a little bit easier. I don't know about everybody else, but when I throw at the crowd, so if I'm facing it, I find it much more difficult to get that accuracy. So hopefully, the second half, Wessex might find that a little bit easier, being able to throw at the wall. How about you?
I mean, really, I much prefer wall-to-wall.
You prefer wall-to-wall, of course you do.
That's just the benefit of being able to throw very aggressively, very often, and that suits my play style to a
For
T.
those of you that have never played on a team with Tim, never tell him to hold the ball, because it's literally no point. In fact, the more times you yell hold, the more times he's going to throw. So if you're playing wall-to-wall against Tim, just be prepared that you're going to get thrown at a lot, because I don't know, it's like you have a lot of Haribo and you've got a lot of energy and you work it off, just throw repeatedly against the wall until one of them sticks.
If it works, then who can argue with it?
I mean, the rest of your team, but we've got used to it, if I'm going to be honest. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of an insight into our relationship.
So what do you think Sheriffs really need to do to secure this win then?
Is it
just
I think
more
they're
of the
just doing
same?
what they're
or-
doing. I mean, Sheriffs have started the beginning of their season. I think they'd agree. The beginning of their season was maybe where they lost some of the points that they hoped that they wouldn't have done, which has meant that unfortunately they've ended up more in the middle of the table. Whereas as a team, you would think they would probably be a little bit higher at the table, but I think it's just because of the beginning of the season. So now they're fighting tooth and claw to try and regain some of those losses. And actually this game, what they're trying to do is try and get as many points as they can, so that if there are tied on points, hopefully the score difference will be what pings them that extra slot up. So I think with Sheriffs, they're going to try and get the win, but they're going to try and maybe speed it up a little bit to try and get some points. And Wessex will need to be ready for that, because the Sheriffs might take a few more risks now. We'll see. How about you? What do you think? If you had to put money on winning the next frame, who's going to win the next frame? What do you think?
I think Wessex are going to come out very fast out the blocks, trying to utilise that half-time talk. But I think playing against a catching team, it just takes one small slip up and all of a sudden it's a big swing.
The turn is tabled. That was a good effort by Abby there on the quick start. Unfortunately, she didn't get the hit, but it does mean that Wessex now have the ball and they could take this. See how their accuracy goes
I'm
against
still
that
going to
wall.
stick with Sheriffs to
You're
win
going to
this
stick with Sheriffs?
first frame.
I'm actually going to go for Wessex with this first frame.
Oh.
I've got
Nice
no
bit of
reasoning behind it. I'm just throwing my hat in there. Let's see what happens.
makes it more interesting.
It
One
does.
of us is definitely going to be right
of
and the
us.
other one wrong.
Whoever wins can have the jelly baby.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that was a great hit on Wessex, which unfortunately means I'm not getting the jelly babies. Not called. It must have been a
not
block.
called.
It
Maybe
is
it was
hard for us to see from here, ladies and gentlemen. I am really short. I have to see over a few things. So, oh, that's a great hit on Lauren there, and a great dodge on the right by Wessex.
Again, not releasing after Abby has thrown, instead deciding to actually set with three rather than go to the player who's up close at the front of the court.
And unfortunately, that was a double hit onto Wessex there. They threw all three. I think they were just hoping to secure the hits, but unfortunately it did then give Sheriffs quite a lot of the balls, which put them in a difficult position.
Kelly looks a little bit annoyed at herself from that. I think she's expecting to be able to stay in a bit more. She is normally very hard to hit and one of the last players left in, so slightly annoyed at herself. Hopefully she'll be able to shake that off and start performing as she normally does.
Wessex here. I think taking their time to work out their target. Unfortunately, again, they threw hard, but not quite the right target. She hasn't got cover. Oh, she did hold it. Ellie was gunning for it then. Her fakes are quite convincing. She throws her whole body into her fakes, and even when you kind of know she's not going to release, she's still questioning it. It was a bounce before it hit Catherine, so we're okay. But less good for Emily. Unfortunately, she took the hit there.
So something to note is that actually she seems to be able to grip the ball very well, which definitely lends itself to being able to fake. Whereas I know a lot of female players struggle to grip the ball, so therefore their fakes are a lot less convincing because they have to utilise another hand to stop the ball from just rolling over the middle line.
And it's not something I talk about at all, is it?
No. Charlie has never mentioned the
gripability of
issue
balls
with the balls.
It's never crossed my lips. As a small-handed, small person, yes, it is something that I talk about a lot, and I apologise. But just for note, it was not me that brought it up on the live stream. Wessex now, 3 against 5. A single ball thrown by Wessex there. I think they were a bit nervous. That was, unfortunately, not quite a block in the middle there, but it did look good. She made the jump, but unfortunately it must have hit her upper body there. Wessex going for the hit, not quite hitting. Whistle's gone. I have lost the jelly baby. Not the whole packet though. I have to. I can't concede the whole packet. I'll give you one.
That seems reasonable.
Okay. For reference, White Tigers versus Rangers. It's 13-3 to Rangers. There is no women's Div 1 today, so I've got nothing to say about the other courts. The end. It's a bit sad actually when it's not as bad as last time there was no Div 1. We played in the morning and the hall was just eerily quiet. It is better now it's in the middle session because there's a few people hanging around from the morning and a few people here early for the late session. So not having unfortunately missed catch by Meg there. Yeah, not having Div 1 is not as bad as normal this time. But we do miss them. Come back, ladies. For Div 1, we need more women's teams in general, please.
It does mean that actually the court alongside is free, which is why you see a lot of the Wessex players behind the netting, getting a better view of the court.
Spartans players. Oh, you mean Wessex? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Wessex guys stood
they
behind
can watch
the net,
from the side.
just being able to watch and support their girls is really nice to see.
Great catch by Lauren there, and dropping. It's not something you see very often from Lauren. She doesn't wear knee pads. To my dismay, but she actually went to the ground there and I hope her knees are okay. She seems to be fine, so we're all good. And a great hit there. Wessex seem to be unfortunately losing their heads a little bit. They're kind of feeling look a little bit deflated, but they should definitely keep their heads up. They've definitely got the arms to put some of these points back on the board, so they're just going to keep their heads up. And obviously Kelly is last in. She's going to go for a catch. Oh, she unfortunately dropped. She couldn't. It's almost like she couldn't decide which one to go for. She ended up dropping instead of going for the catch, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I think it is hard because actually when you're throwing against a catching team, it's once they make 1 or 2 catches, it's very easy for that to get in your head and cause you to then sort of go, do I throw off the player? In which case you're not getting the hits because they're being able to dodge them a lot more. Then if you do throw at the player, it's quite likely that you get caught, so it's very easy to get in your own head with that, and it makes the game quite easy for the opposition.
You start overthinking things, don't you? And the team that are making the catches start underthinking things because it feels good to catch and you just keep catching. Wessex now, they're still throwing 2 balls and unfortunately just not hitting their targets. Again, I was really hoping that the wall behind the opposition would have helped them, but it's not helping, unfortunately.
I think had they actually had it in the first half, it would have been an opportunity to get their eye in and be able to sort of have it then throughout the match, whereas by playing it in the second half, they were already down, they're trying to chase the game, so it's then really hard to still manage to secure your eye in and stay up.
That was a great
Lovely
hit there
throw
on
in there.
Meg. Meg was definitely watching for that middle ball, and it was the left ball that hit her. So, yeah, really good there with the destructible. Kelly's out, and I must have missed what
confusion
happened
there about whether she was out or not, and something the refs are normally very clear on in making sure the players know. And what a catch on the track back!
Wessex have decided that they're gonna fight for this. They're gonna fight hard.
Oh, just clipped there. That ball looked like it swerved into her. Just she couldn't manage to wiggle her hips out the way a bit.
What's Vicky done to her thumb? She's got a lot of pink tape on her thumb. Does anyone know? Answers on a postcard, please.
And Wessex up 3-2 in this
and this
set,
was the
there
frame
must
I was
be...
talking about, right? I get the jelly baby back.
I'm not sure that's how it works, but we'll see, we'll see.
All right, but I'm picking the colour you're having. No one likes the yellow ones.
Everyone knows the purple one's the best.
Yeah, they are.
And lovely hit there. Wasn't sure if it had bounced, but Sam Mason being very clear,
Now, it is
letting
a
her know.
3v1, but let's be honest, it's Lauren Hems left on the table, so she's definitely wanting, she's wanting that catch. She's going to free throw
You'll
now.
likely see a free throw.
Oh, well done, Wessex. They threw that. They took a hit, but it's okay because they hit her with that third ball. So really well done there, Wessex. They seem to be fighting for this. Their retrievers are setting up the balls quick. I think they want to maybe regain some points back. It is 13-5 and only 7 minutes left. So they could do it. This could be some really quick fire sets won by Wessex. It's not out the question. So let's see what happens.
I think they're still going to struggle to make it all the way back in, but
I
a
agree.
draw is definitely something that could happen.
It could have been the best rebound catch, but unfortunately no one was quite looking.
On court.
I'm also confused.
And I'm expecting the refs to stop time, but actually they seem happy with...
Some people in the audience are laughing at me because I'm saying I'm confused. I think that's reasonable if I'm going to be honest, but the players seem to be back on track. We're at 6v5.
I think the ball thrown at Wessex must have bounced. And then the Wessex player obviously threw at a player who was already out, which caused a bit of confusion, and they weren't sure who to go for. Lovely 2 catches made there. One just directly secured, one secured off the hit of the player.
Unfortunately, those rebound catches never feel good when you're throwing, do you? Because you can make an absolutely cracker of a hit, and the ball just happens to go somewhere where someone's able to catch it. And there's not a lot you can do about it, to be honest. And it feels kind of rough, because you've made that great hit and it counts for nothing. Not only it counts for nothing, you're out.
To be fair, I think that's where it becomes a team game rather than an individual sport.
Yeah, I suppose if it goes up in the air,
you need to rely on your team to protect you in that situation.
And that was an absolutely fantastic catch by Lauren. She did then get clipped afterwards,
but
she did try.
I think they called it as a hit.
She tried to get out of the way of it. I mean, it's quite far away. We can't really see. Wessex now, 2 versus 5.
Oh. Tough. Oh, and again, that double running counter, it's just been so effective this season.
I'm not quite sure the name of the girl that's left, if anyone can help me out. The 1v5, she's got quite a good throw on her. She's going for goal. She definitely wants to take those hits before she's is likely to be eliminated by 3, but unfortunately, she was hit by Abby first or catch made?
No,
we're calling catch made. Catch made, no hit.
I think the refs thought that ball bounced. Not entirely sure if it did, but
Abby's a little bit confused, but she's playing on like an absolute champ. Sometimes refs call it one way and you're confused. Sometimes refs call it in your favour, even though things might not happen that way. You've got to take it on the chin, and I think that's part of some of the higher level players know that happens, and you just know how to deal with it and carry on. The mantra we used to have, if you hit them once, you can hit them again.
That's very
smart,
smart,
Lauren,
very smart.
That was a great catch. Unfortunately, Vicky threw high there, and I think that's something the Sheriffs have been noting, is that a lot of her balls have been going high, so Sheriffs are jumping for them now. She's back again on her own. Can she do a 1v5 again? We'll see. Unfortunately not, no. 4 balls thrown her way, got hit by 2. Good effort though.
Slightly staggered release there rather than all at once meant that they were able to actually track her dodge and not give her an opportunity to make a catch there.
It also gave her the option that if one went up in the air and she tried to catch it, they had that last ball to then try and hit her in between, which was good. The Rangers versus Tigers game has ended, and it was 17-6 to Rangers. That's on the other court now. Oh, that was nearly, she went for it, but ran off the court before she jumped into the air, which was really unfortunate, trying to get that diving catch. Unlucky there. As you can see, a lot more players moving through now. The other game has just finished on the other court. There is still 3.5 minutes left on this court. I think it started a bit later and there was a pause of time. So still a bit of time left on this.
Lovely hit there, and managing to do well to stay out of the way of that cross-court post throw. Really well done.
Sheriffs now taking advantage, 6 players, 3 balls. They're going to throw single, as such a common thing that's now come into this women's game. Singles are a much bigger part of the game than they used to be.
Do you think that's
love it, some teams hate it.
Do you think that's mostly a change due to the venue? Everyone knows playing at St George's Park is different to elsewhere.
I suppose you lose, if you throw 2 balls, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose those 2. So yes, in a non-back-walled game, it's definitely advantageous in both men's and women's, because it means you're not losing the 4 balls, which is probably why it's become such a big part of the game. Was that a catch?
Catch there, I think that was a...
Heather, what a fantastic catch. Really well done there.
That to me looked to be one of those got hit but just happened to secure the ball afterwards.
And, I think it looked great. Not taking away that fame.
Definitely an annoying thing to happen as a thrower where you've just hit someone and the balls just happen to stick in their arms and they weren't even really that aware of it. Lovely dodging there.
Lovely dodging by both Abby and Kelly. Really well done there. Wessex now with the 3. They need to make these hits now. They need to, if they're throwing 2, they've got to hit. They're only throwing the 1, and actually that was a much more aggressive hit than what's been happening before. And really good by Ellie Simmons on the left there, taking out Abby as she came into counter. So they're still fighting for all these points. Kelly there giving us a laugh. She knows what's coming.
Very high actually in this game, despite the score. Oh, lovely cross-court. Ended up going
Ellie
behind
Simmons
Catherine.
Is on fire in this frame. She's just sneaking up the side, taking them out when they're not looking. I don't think Sheriffs were expecting that. And another one by Ellie Simmons on Corey's feet. Really well done. They've
actually managed to level the game up. How long is left of this frame? Can't be long left now.
24 seconds left of the frame.
Lovely catch there,
great catch
as
by
well
Lauren.
as a hit, leaving Vicky in by herself against 4 players.
Go on, Vicky, it's your last chance.
Ooh. Oh, and just being able to be caught there at the end. I think there was no time left, so tried to throw quite aggressively, and it's just unlucky it didn't pay off.
We have got a final 1-minute set. It's a 1-minute set of the half left to go.
And I believe the score's 17-5 to Sheriffs, so...
It is 17-5 to Sheriffs. Well done by Sheriffs. No matter what happens in this set, Sheriffs will take home that win. And I think Sheriffs are still going to be wanting to win this frame because that gives us give them a little bit more advantage with this score difference. The table, as anyone that follows Women's Super League knows, is a complete mess, if I'm going to be brutally honest. No one knows what's going to happen. It's a free-for-all. So every single point counts. Great catch by Vicky there.
Catching out.
Catching
Lovely
out.
play.
Really well done. She almost surprised herself there. She was a little bit confused, but it looked great.
Very nice to see, giving a high five to the player that she's just caught back in as they swap places on the court.
Despite the fact they know they've lost, there's still they've still got some spirit in them. Wessex now wanting this win, wanting this 1-minute set. They've taken the hit on Corey, but Abby's coming in for a counter. So 1-for-1. Catherine there, but Emily takes the catch. What a great catch, Emily! And Wessex win the frame. I get the jelly baby back.
I'm fairly sure you said near the end that Sheriffs were going to be wanting
we'll share
that.
The jelly babies. What a fantastic game. It was 17-7 to Sheriffs. Well done to all the girls involved. And we shall see you for the next game. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
So we have the Spartans v Beagles game just kicking off. Who are the top
Which
teams
game is this
in the
in
country
a
at the
row
moment?
that's been live streamed now for the women's? The third? Third game for the women's session to be live streamed.
Will be a very interesting kind of
Early
setup with the
exchanges.
two teams where you've got Spartans historically is quite a one-ball team against the Bedford Eagles who like quite a two-ball coordinated attack style.
Right. Good exchange, 1 for 1.
And normally, obviously during the game, the first set tends to be most teams going quite cautious, kind of establish what the other team's trying to come out with. So we're about a minute in, 5v4. Not unheard of for the first frame to take all 3 minutes.
See if Spartans do anything different with 3 balls here. 2 ball, wide.
2-ball attack, got Clara on the right, controlling the game. They want to reset with 4.
Row 2. Steady play. That was just
About halfway through the first half. Ball's gone high, but it's too far to jump. It's always fun to see those diving catches off the back, but sometimes it's not even within reach.
that was a bit far away for that one.
So pre-throw from Lucy, but she was hit, I think, by Clara there on the counter and some movement.
See what
About
Spartans can do here to try and level the players.
About 40 seconds left in this first set. A big double running counter. Block by Ellie on the wing there for Spartans. Still just one player in it.
This could easily swing. See what happens.
30 seconds. It's a single ball attack from Beagles. Going to be defensive. Just going to control the clock. Forces Spartans to have to be really aggressive with their 2 balls here. They've got to get a hit.
That's
Live
unfortunate.
with a really good lateral and a catch there. A lot of pressure on Spartans now just to be able to finish this set. So yeah, Becky here for Spartans. A very tough situation, 5-on-1.
It's a good start for Beagle to take the first set, but the way Spartans started, it's not the end of the world. Not taking it.
No.
The mic probably picks you up.
So that's middle ball one for Spartans, but not clean enough for a quick attack. So they're just going to set us back for initial attack. And a single from the middle player. Again, it's probably going to be quite a slow first kind of minute whilst the teams just establish themselves. Beagles with a 2-ball attack from the rings, really effective.
Good return.
And a
2
very
hits.
good running counter return from Spartans. So we now have, must have been a double hit by the looks of things.
Yeah, it was. Good
Yeah,
cross call.
a great standing counter, but through and got the hit.
After all that, it's still only 1 player advantage.
So not even a minute gone. Spartans with a 1-player advantage. Again, a very aggressive 2-ball attack there. Clara just controlling it, wanting to take the 4 balls. Pressure from Holly on the wing there for Spartans with a free throw.
I think she was fortunate there not to have maybe somebody like Imi across from her, because Imi would return that single if did not.
Control
Good
there
hold
from
call.
Spartans, resetting with 5. Was potential for a really aggressive double running counter, but 5 balls is also a very strong position to be in. And the delayed ball there from Amy converted the hit.
There was Elisa.
Sorry, Elisa, apologies. Is that quite far away?
It's not uncommon for commentators to get names wrong.
So two players up. There's a minute left. Single ball attack. Spartans opting for to utilise a bit of time here. These kind of positions, teams can really utilise, you know, tactically trying to leave a player in and tire them out. I don't know if Spartans will look at doing this, but it's definitely an option. Clara, very strong arm. Very good on the standing counter catch.
Oh, I like that.
What she looked to doing.
I could have easily took Holly's front leg out. Clara with an S. That's
So,
just
30
got away with it,
seconds,
though.
exactly what Clara wanted there, just to attack that single ball.
brings Imi in as well. That's a big player to
20
bring in
seconds
as a
potentially on the clock. So, again, Spartans with the attack. Free throw from Clara. Good movement there from Becky.
Play safe here with the 5 balls.
Be very interesting. Are they aware of the time left? They don't have to force
Double
the hits.
catch. Well, see what the refs say here. From what I thought was a double catch and then a hit, but it's still enough of a player swing for Beagles to take that.
Yeah, and that appeared like a broken play from Spartans. Like, you know, less than 5 seconds left. You have to throw, but you don't split targets. Be interested to see what I think Straws in the coach box will say to them there.
I don't see anything but a Beagles taking that frame.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's 4-0. 4-0 Beagles. Spartans have made substitution, so they've made 2. So they've brought on or taken off.
Lottie come in for
Becky, by the looks of things. So just the one. Again, not won the middle clearly. So no fast attack, but the option for the first attack.
Spartans neat. Two singles at a row at Amy that she's managed to evade quite well. Slip on Tim Day's
Yeah, I was
foot
going to
there.
say, yeah, that was the ball retriever was here, not the player. Even there with the single ball release, a double running counter did get the conversion hit.
Oh, 2-player swing.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Kizzy because it was a very accurate shot. She reacted to what the player did, but when the ball goes up, anything can happen. And
that's a good two ball attack.
if you're aware, you get rewarded with a catch like Spartans did there. So we're now 5 on 4, still only a player in it, with about halfway left in this frame. And another 2-ball attack down the middle, some lateral movement and a standing counter. Spartans opt for a single ball release.
Interesting decision to have Ellie as an out-and-out 1 when you've got a lineup which could have at least Amy. Any of those players out on there instead?
Yeah, I wonder if they've opted for bit of speed with Ellie on that wing, mixing it up. Imi's a very fast and kind of like hard-working player, so it's potentially just to match what Imi does on that side. So we're 5 on 3. Spartans with 30 seconds left, so you'll be very interested to see how Spartans respond now. They've got the lead in this game, but obviously still have to throw. John Rudden, coach, letting their players know how long's left. really helps players make key kind of tactical decisions depending on how long is left in the frame. So what, 10 seconds now.
Ball's coming in.
Single or three ball attack. Right kind of cool because you need to go really aggressive here, but there's little you can do to.
Not enough.
That's 4-2.
Spartans take that. The other court we have Bees 4-2 up against Storm. Looks like a tight game over there. Good take.
Catch by Kizzy. There. That's it. The one time you can really get away with being kind of that aggressive with your single ball attack because the catch isn't rewarded with a player in. And we have Sam pausing time. If he's pressing down the tape by the looks of it. So hopefully they've paused the time.
Apologies for any language that may have been picked up on the mic then.
Everyone getting involved now. Alpha safety is important, guys. Catching out from Sarah. Off a three ball attack there. I think the timing was a bit off from Spartans by the looks of things. Good lateral, utilising the space.
Still only a one-player advantage. Whoa. Lucy's had about 3 cross-court free throws in a row.
I was about to say, it's very, very successful, the free throw from that right-hand side. Be interested to see if Beagles respond to that, bringing in, you know, a fake call potentially to draw it out. Each team will have their own kind of different play, how to deal with that kind of pressure. Oh, they respond there with a nice cross-court from Imi.
That attack felt a little bit rushed. See what Eagles can do with 4. Oh, drew Amy out for the post throw.
It looked like a broken play because there was a single ball release followed by a double, unless it was very well coordinated, but it worked well and paid off.
Yeah.
Oh, Amy up court.
1 for 1, but only favours Beagles.
Yeah, Beagles will be happy
Good
with
exchange,
that.
that is.
Yeah, Beagles will be very happy with that. And again, you've got Claridge here on the right, just looking at controlling that side of the court.
See what Lucy can do here with the 1.
A good block there. She's going aggressive. Oh, got to go aggressive there because they have no balls, but Imi just sinks behind it. Catch.
Clara's controlling the right-hand side very well. She hasn't been out much at all, I don't think.
No, I don't think she has at all.
Yeah. Spartans aren't really focusing their attacks on her.
So going into this frame, it was going to be a short set, so we're going to have about 2 minutes 30 left. So this could stretch to the half time. Or if it obviously finishes early, we'll go into a minute frame, which obviously a minute. So it's 6-2, yeah, 6-2 to Eagles. Spartans have switched up middle runner. They've won it, but not cleanly. They're going to reset back with their 3 balls. And exact same play as last time. Kizzy with a catch.
Exactly the same.
Different player from the attacking side, but
Maybe a little bit of ego got ahead of her with the single ball.
just skimmed.
Oh, fair play for taking
Charlotte
that.
there, yeah.
I think the refs weren't going to call it.
So 1 minute 30 left in the half.
Good split.
Again, that's another successful standing counter from Lucy there on the wing. And they're resetting with 4 balls. Not sure what the call was there, but it looked like a multi-ball attack on 2 different players, but rewards Beagles now with a 4. And they return with a hit, evening it up. So we're what, a minute left? About a minute left in the first half.
Surprised to see a free ball release from that for Spartans on the previous attack.
Yeah, well, they've done it again. Yeah, going aggressive, which
They're not
if you get the
hitting
hit,
and Beagles up.
yeah, if you get the hit, it's very beneficial. It's kind of like a high risk, high reward play.
When you're 1 player up, do you need it? Ooh.
Very good dodge there. Get small, and it worked.
Notice that Lucy's pre-throw was on target, but it just went through the legs. Oh, good shot.
There's Amy going with a really aggressive single. Just misses Imi there, floating in midair. So 16 seconds left. Again, Spartans in a position where they need to make a hit in this play, which is crucial. And Liv gets that catch. I think that was exactly what happened in the first set, I think, in that situation. Got to go aggressive, but there's the risk there.
That just about...
It's about time, yeah. It's waiting for the referee to call it, I think.
Oh, going for it.
Yeah, there was that pause for cleaning the line, so we might have a bit more time than we thought.
Got to go for it now.
Again, Spartans got to use their throwers, be really aggressive. Got to be really aggressive here. 30 seconds.
Yes.
Very nice shot
hit
there from Amy.
Maybe
Forces
for a
play
catch
ball.
now?
Gets hit. Again, it's on Lucy now. Got a really aggressive. Gets a single ball hit.
Wild throws. Is it?
Yeah, that was very tough.
She had the time to throw 3 balls there, but if she just taken a step back, she'd still done 2 with very good control and power.
Yeah, take the risk, put it a bit more central than.
Yeah, that's it. There's no loss in just getting caught there. Going to lose the frame anyway. But that is the end of the half.
So it's 8-2 to Beagles after the end of the first half.
Eagles controlled it really well, but by no means is it over. Spartans have come out into second halves and really dominated. Got the net on their side now. Get possession a bit more.
Yeah, I think the biggest one for Spartans is there's moments where they're leading games, and it's those fine moments where if the play comes off, great, and if it doesn't, so like where we did they did the 3-ball attacks out of 4. It's a high risk play. If you get the hit, great. Finding those little things out. Beagles, I think Clara's done a great job on that right wing, just controlling down in some great single ball catches. I don't think they'll change much at all. With that kind of lead, what you do have the benefit of is if you do go down in a set, you've got the option of trying to go a bit more kind of aggressive to pull it back, or you just utilize the time. And that is sort of like a bit of second half game management, where you just, you're happy to take a loss, but you use 3 minutes. But we see what comes out of it.
And we're back for the second half. We're a little bit of an update for the other game that's going on. It's currently 6-4 to Manchester Bees against London Storm. Looks to be an interesting game. And Bees are on form to take this frame to go 8-4 up. That's big. Top of the table clash, that's really interesting. Puts a lot of focus on the game that we're commentating, actually.
So second half, Spartans' first attack managed to get a hit there on Kizzy.
Great hit.
And Amy returns with an incredible toe shot there on Holly. So, again, 5 on 5, 30 seconds in.
Formation change. Ellie's now off of the right wing as we look at it. Amy's gone out there.
And we've moved out Holly and Amy. Interesting.
I think that's what they were struggling with. They didn't have much coming from 1 and 2.
Yep.
I think Ellie was doing a good job in like surviving against him, but had to try something a little bit different for the second half.
And we've brought on Becca Smith as well.
Ooh, it's close.
Great 3-ball attack there. And Becca ready to protect as well from the ball retriever ball which was fed in.
Oh, that sounded great and looked great.
You don't want to, yeah, that was a quality shot.
I think it's something that Beagles always have. The other team could be dominant for that moment of the frame, but they'll still only be, worst case scenario, 1 player down.
Yeah, again,
and they love being in that situation. They'll take that catch. They'll be steady with the attacks.
Yeah, it comes with experience, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, they've been in the crucial games, and they're not, you know, afraid of being down. They're not afraid of that kind of pressure. And there was Lucy there looking for that standing counter. Charlotte managed to get out of the way. About a minute left. Frame opening up a double ring counter.
Good take. Very good take.
And yeah, Charlotte would very rarely drop that kind of catch. Very consistent. That was interesting. There was a potential opportunity for a double run in there, and Amy tried to go for an open target. Mixed it up.
Will they keep Amy holding the ball to have Amy like having to throw across courts? Doesn't matter now.
That one catch off that running has really shifted the momentum of this game.
And that is that. 10-2.
10-2 up. So lots to go, but it does put a lot of pressure now on Spartans. It's importance of winning this next set really is key. They've still got their timeout, I believe. But again, this is where if Spartans do go up, Beagles will potentially just start utilising the wasting the time. And really just controlling the clock.
2 players up from 1 attack.
Cross court, no look. But yeah, straight into Charlotte's not dropping that.
Eagles probably play a bit safer with a 1-ball release here. Number 2, and got the hit.
Yeah, really aggressive. Oh, that was, yeah.
Oh, hello.
That was a...
Sam stepped in to just confirm the 1-person hit.
Yeah, it was close. I think it was very close for that rebound there, and that's the situation of risk every single time you're that close. Interesting, the last 20 seconds of what, 2 players out?
Yeah. It's a 3-2. Good dodge.
Yeah.
Passionate fans in front of us.
Passionate fans, yeah, absolutely. So standing counter and Clara.
Who knew Simon Parsons was a big fan of Leamington Spartans?
I love his
Still plenty of time in this frame. What, minute 20, minute 10?
Minute 10, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So this just comes down to grinding out. Amy's got a very good throw.
She let go of her ball. almost like a foam sort of strategy. And that's a good take. A lot of spin on that ball. I think Spartans what I've got to realise now that if the game's out of their reach, shot difference will still mean a lot from the end of the season. There's a lot of teams around each other points-wise.
Spartans are 3 points up, I think. So, you know, if you do have to accept the loss, yeah, absolutely minimise the damage.
Exactly.
But 12-2 is a very good going from Bedford Eagles. I guess before the start of today, it was Spartan, Derby, Bedford, I believe. But obviously, there's a couple of matches already happened. Is it not that? Oh, Valkyries, sorry, third.
Okay.
So but yeah, obviously we've already had London Storm have played Derby and beat Derby, so that obviously mixes that up a bit. And then Valkyries got a win as well. So this top 5 teams are so close.
Yeah, definitely. I think for Storm they're currently now 10-4 down, currently in a timeout in the second half against Bees. They've really got to pull it out of the bag now to keep up that push for the top 3 finish.
Absolutely.
So let's see what they can do with that. Must only be about 5.5 minutes left of their game.
Spartans just coming out of their timeout. Interested to see what the coaches there will have said to them.
We've now got Lucy off, Amy off, Becky on, Ellie on, and Ellie's now on the left wing with Elisa. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a very good read from Lottie there. So close.
Great hit.
Coordinated double run in there on the right. Very nice. So equalises the player on each court. And the 2-ball kind of cross court there by Lisa. It looks like Spartans are opting for a double ball attack, trying to go a bit more aggressive just because they do need to kind of win these sets with a bit more time.
Oh, that's a great take in the end.
That's a very tough one because could Holly have got the diving catch potentially?
Maybe.
Becky's there. But
better safe than sorry.
Yeah, securing the catch is more important. So Becky was there, good read. We get a player in, or Spartans get a player in, and Eagles lose a player.
I think this for Spartans now, it's more of a not lose frames rather than definitely have to win.
Yeah. You've also got the minute frame at the end, so even if you close the last set down with 5 seconds left, you get a full minute. So what we were at 8 minutes 22, in theory, could be 9 minutes 20. So not out of reach, but it's going to be very tough.
Oh, that could have been an easy catch, but
very good return running counter there from Beagles. 3-on-3. Oh, I was loving that lateral. It's working really well.
Yeah, a lot of space now.
Lots of space, stepping straight into it. And again, just controlling that, you know, we'll utilise the time. Exactly what they're trying to do.
Oh.
That was unlucky.
Good aggressive
there,
throw
Becky.
from Sarah.
Yeah, unlucky. The right one to go for. Good lateral into a double running counter.
Good hit.
Good the hit. So again, 2-on-2, 3 balls on Beagles' side, 30 seconds in the frame. And was that the pre-throw catch made?
See what Becca Smith can do here, Warwick University player.
Yeah, so this is a prime opportunity for Beagles just to 10 seconds left in the frame. They're going to reduce the opportunity for Becca to pull it back by blocking back there. Tough situation to be in.
Yep.
That's 14-2, 6:45, and we've got on the other court. It's now what, 10-8 by the looks of things.
10-8 and Storm have player advantage at the moment with not long left.
unfortunately, Andrea didn't.
There was a Imi with like a diving free throw hit across court.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
to see. Let's see a dive in
Bit
throw.
of flair. It's you know, the big one is if you're going to do it, you need to get the hit because you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable situation, which she did. Amy got the response hit, but because Eagles got the hit first,
It's a great opportunity for a player like that to try something new when you're in a situation where you're forced to block in a game.
Absolutely, yeah. And I guess
You're still up against the best at league, so if you can pull it off here, then you know going forward.
yeah,
It's something that you can have in your
He's a
arsenal.
very young player. You want to give her that freedom to be creative
shot.
and try what to see what she can and can't get away with.
Yeah.
So Spartans one player up. Eagles opting for a single ball release there. I mean that's really about just again managing time.
Gone with the wing partnership of Elisa and Amy, both from Wales Dodgeball. Good partnership. Wow, that's a great take. That was from nothing. Just a good lateral dodge, and it just happened to be there for her.
Yeah, and actually Heidi's just come on for Clara, so just come on and made a catch. It's sometimes hard to step on court midway through the half and turn up. So that was very composed. 4-2 to Beagles. 10 seconds left. A minute 10, apologies. A minute 10 left.
Storm are 2 players up on the other side, 8-10 down. Looking to end as a draw, I think.
Becky looking for that catch again.
Gotta go for it.
Yeah, it's a tough one because you run out of time. You kind of need to go for it, but you've got a very well disciplined, drilled team against you who are not going to make it easy. And they did a very aggressive 2-ball attack there, and they were both together, well timed. So 4-on-1, Lisa with a free throw. Catching out has been called. Great take. So that's 2v1 now.
What a wow!
Yeah, we love to see it.
Crowd enjoyed that one.
Yeah, love to see it. Those toe snaps. Lucy again, just standing, just
Really giving it
balls.
everything here. Comes back out.
It's a great
Let's see what
opportunity
happens.
now. Great opportunity.
Oh!
So Spartans now really want to jump on the back of that momentum. Proving it's 30 in the set. There's what, two games, essentially?
Something like that, yeah.
It's a balance of you don't want to rush too much, because as soon as you start rushing, you make mistakes, and again,
Eagles are really good at picking up off teams that like go at them a little bit too hard.
they are. Yep.
Take that wild catch, throw possession well.
It's experience and discipline, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They've been there, done that. They know what to do in certain situations. And it's actually 10-all Storm Bees with about 2 minutes or 1:40 or so left now.
That's good pressure on Lucy. The lateral from Elisa was rewarded with possession. Spartans now with the 4 balls. Strong attacking opportunity. Converts.
Bit wild.
Looks like 1 hit. Taking the lead in this frame.
Good dodge.
So it's 2 minutes of the 2 minutes 20 of the set. 2 minutes of the, so we're definitely getting another set after this. So it's
What a punt that is.
Lucy with a 1-on-1 with Kizzy there on that left wing. Leaving Spartans 5v2 against Beagles. But yeah, this is just a prime opportunity. Beagles, they want to just utilise all the time. We'll accept the loss.
Good hit, good exchange.
It will be interesting to see if that's the route they go down to. So, yeah,
This is
minute
fast-paced
20.
dodgeball.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Sarah operates this. Gives a catch.
So that's two good frames collected from a little bit of a chaotic style of play.
Yeah, so we've got 1:30 now. So it's a maximum 2 frames, which could bring the score to 14-10. But again, the priority in theory for Spartans is win the frame to minimise the damage of the set difference, and for Beagles is just play slowly, and again if they want the win, control that win. Spartans ultimate with 2-ball attack there, 6-foot hit. And
I can really see Beagles going to shut up shot now.
Yeah, 100%. 1 minute left, so yeah.
Oh no, they've thrown 3 and a 4 attack, so
yeah. The Spartans return with a 3-ball hit, but an aerial dodge from Mimi there on that wing. Liv just doing a bit of a lateral to give us space. 35 seconds.
Great hit on the foot there from Sarah. Sarah Town.
We love it. But the Storm Bees games is finished. Was it a draw? It was a 10-all draw. Wow.
Well, I thought it was 8-10 and Storm won the last 2 frames, but the scoreboard didn't get changed. So we'll have to wait for clarification on that.
Dodgeball was played. A team may have won. Both teams could have drawn.
Oh, what a take that is.
Catch there. We love it.
Lovely.
Absolutely fantastic.
So I'll get the hits.
There's 3 seconds left, potentially 2. Sam's ready with the whistle.
And
he's not going to blow it. He will blow it. He may blow it.
Whistles will be blown at some point. It's the best commentating I've ever heard on a whistle blow since. Same as that. You know that guy that does the train video? So conclusion on that game, Dave, was there anything like tactically that you saw that enabled Beagles to stand out in that match?
I think some of it comes down to Beagles, again, the experience and composure of that team. Under pressure, they were just composed. Even when they were down by a few players, they switched possession to Spartans, forcing Spartans to be aggressive, and that's where I think a couple of decisions, mistakes were made early on, which switched a couple of games from Spartans' favour to Beagles' favour.
Yeah.
And it's those fine margins there, which if they do go against you, do make a big difference.
I don't think there was too many frames where Beagles were down heavily and came back. It was more of a case they only managed a 1-player deficit at any point and turned around for a win.
Yeah.
Obviously, the only ones they did is when they lost.
Yeah, that's true. And they were just, the catches they had, they were just, they were consistent at capturing. They just... So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Both teams have got another game today, so you know, for Spartans, it's definitely about okay, how do we come back from that? Because sometimes it's quite hard to deal with losing, and
They'll
for
walk away with a win to maintain the top of the table.
Absolutely. So I think they play Bedford Rangers, so again, that's a big game. And Beagles coming off the back of that again, just want to what went well, let's go with it. Any things we need to iron out. Again, with them being pushing up the table, for them they want the second win as well. So. All to play for both teams, and still unsure of the Storm Bees outcome.
I haven't heard anything yet.
But someone will tell someone.
I'll do a little shout out for the refs of that game. I thought it wasn't an Aggie game. I think it was ref well. It was Sam Mason and John T. Bird in the middle. They were all right. I think John T. was better than Sam. Arguably.
Much.
Me, Alex. And see you later.
I get excited, I talk faster. Well, everyone back home watching will be like,
everyone. Sorry for the delay. We're back now with Valkyries versus White Tigers. I think Alex is going to jump on with me in a little bit, but this is Catherine back to do a bit more commentary. So we are currently all even. So we've just in the first set still, so we're really winding down, and that will be a big hit there for Valkyries. Big dodge by Charlie Day, number 90. So we've got Valkyries, black and blue, with their backs to us now, and they have just won that by the single player. So we're just checking that Tara's doing what we think she's doing. Yeah, 2-0 Valkyries. So this is currently, I believe, White Tigers are bottom of the table, so desperate to claw in some wins before the season ends. And Valkyries are sitting in fourth, I want to say. They might be, we don't know. Oh, yes, they're one of the teams who were on 20 points at the start of today. So we had second through fourth on 20 points.
Yeah, it is, sorry, yes, I've hopped on now. Usually the tech guy put on the laptop, but hopped on to give Cap a hand to commentate this game. But yeah, the league, I'm not sure what it currently stands as the table, but before today, it's very close.
It's very close. So I think you had Spartans on 24 at the top.
Yep, they're still on 24 because they've
still
just
on 24.
lost.
Second through fourth, which was Storm, Derby, and Valkyries, were all on 20 points. Then you had oh my gosh. Anyway, the next three were on 20, and I think Storm were just above us in fifth. They were on 19, and we were on 15. I'm not going to go into what's currently happening because it all goes too fast and I can't do the maths straight. But if you want to check out the table, they're all on britishdodgeball.org. If you click through the adult leagues, you can find all the tables and all the fixture results as well. And it's also the place, if you're watching this being like, I didn't realise women's dodgeball was a thing and looked this good, do come and get involved. We've got an amazing campaign going on at the moment called Girls Dodge 2. So there are free sessions happening all over the country. If you can't find one, write in and we'll find someone who can do one for you. We've got a big hit there. Kat Heron, 93 for Valkyries, getting a really good hit on White Tigers there. They're getting the players out. So some might think that this would be sort of a less interesting game to watch because you're at two extreme ends of the table. But this is just what this league has been like all the way through. There's so rarely a boring game. And then you can just never predict how it's going to go.
Like, it's been very sort of, I'd say it's very similar to like the Premier League in football in that everyone seems to be capable of beating everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's largely down to play style, personally.
Yeah.
I think the way the women's game, obviously, feel free to disagree with me, but I think the way the women's game differs to the men's game is, I think, you know, regardless of play style sometimes in the men's game, if the team is just a bit bigger and stronger with their throws, they can probably still take the win.
Yep.
Obviously, play style has an effect, but I think in the women's game, how you choose to play the game has such a big impact compared to it. And I think that's why we see so many teams sort of, you know, beating one team and then losing to another. And it's due to that sort of play style, and it's, you know,
beautiful toping. Number 5 for White Tigers had a beautiful shot on Valkyries just now, but Cats sorted that set out, so that'll be 4-0 Valkyries. And I mean, I think I completely agree. One of the reasons that I fell in love with dodgeball was when I really enjoyed playing with my club, and then we went to some competitions. And it's genuinely the case that you can look around a room, and we've got women here sort of all backgrounds, of all shapes and sizes, different body types, different strengths and weaknesses. There is no way of knowing who is an effective dodgeball player because everyone finds a way to make this game work for them. So you've got catching, you've got dodging, you've got throwing, and exactly, like a Swiss Army knife, you can deploy all these things to make it suit your game style. And as you say, it means that depending on the women you have on your team, that affects your play style a lot. I've got 2 for 1, so Valkyries will be pleased they managed to make something out of that because it was a good standing counter on Alex Baines there from the White Tigers. But yeah, so it's just so difficult to call these things. And you can see you've got some, an absolute snipe there, cross court. Those are so difficult to see. You try to swing your body all the way around while still going for a counter or making a call like Charlie was. Oh, and then,
almost a hit there on the counter.
Go on, Alex. I thought you were saying something.
Oh, no, I was just saying, they almost got a hit on the counter there.
No.
But White Tigers, they've had a very rough season. this year. I don't think they've actually won a game yet.
No, I don't think they have either. It's a tough place, Women's Super
Yeah,
League.
it is.
The standard of the women's game is getting better and better every year. But I was chatting to a load of people. Many of us have been playing this league for a number of years, sort of 5 years plus. The White Tigers, they have a lot of young players on their team, so it's really good to see the development coming through. And the improvement throughout the season has been spectacular. But especially these days, it's a seriously unforgiving league. Like, we just saw the Spartans match where we were expecting that maybe on paper to be a really close matchup. And if you don't turn up effectively on the day, you get punished. And unfortunately, if you're already slightly less experienced, and I think they're a team that has come through playing a fair bit of juniors, and they've then also drafted some more experienced players in, you've got to learn on your feet really quick, and it's punishing. Oh, that's another.
Yeah.
So now we've got bounce ball there, so 3-ball release. Oh, unlucky there, Anna.
But Tigers have put up some really good performances so far this season. I mean, I think
It's been close.
I think it was round 2, I believe, of the Women's Super League. They played Leamington Spartans and almost actually took the win against them. Spartans, ended up taking the victory, but it was close. Tigers have had some really good performances, and it's amazing to see, because I think there are 4 girls down there who just 1-2 years ago were playing in the junior league.
Yeah.
I remember as social media manager, in photography for British Wrestling, I remember seeing, taking photos of them at junior events, and already they're here in national leagues playing in the highest league in the country. It's incredible to see.
No, and you think that we've got the sort of the end of season opens coming up when we play a slightly different format, so that'll be another set to Valkyries there. So they're looking quite comfortable at the minute, but you can see all the talents there for Tigers. They've just got to put it together. But I will say, from bitter personal experience, the Valkyrie team are very difficult to play.
Yes, they are.
They have a very canny play style. All these girls know exactly what they're capable of, and they will ramp it up and ramp it down as the game requires. So just because you've seen maybe Alex Baines do a lot of dodging in this set, doesn't mean she's going to keep doing that. If she knows she needs catches, she can turn that on. Ash held the block, so they've done well. 1 up for White Tigers.
Yeah, she momentarily lost control of that, but did regain control of the ball, when in fact, saving her life there.
Yeah, so that's been a rule change over the last couple of years. Great work. And you see, they've got the axe, they've got the power, they can hit people. It's just putting it all together in the right order to win games.
As you say, sort of playing against Valkyries is a tough experience. I think something, even if Tigers don't win a single game this season, I think something they can take away from it is the experience.
Yes.
They're playing against the top teams in the country, and I think they will learn a lot from it. As a lot of people always say, you learn more from the defeat than the victory.
Oh, 100%.
Obviously, winning is great, but it just reinforces that what you're doing is good. Losing shows you how to improve. So I think, it's not always easy to look at it that way, but I think that's definitely a way they can take it. That this is a season for improvement and experience. Unfortunately, I think by now they already are heading down League 1 next season.
Yeah, but they're going to have an amazing time in League 1.
I think
having a bit of an easier time of it. But here we are. There we go. And suddenly, player up. There can't
one
be
player
that
up.
long left in the set. We reckon we've got about halfway-ish.
Yeah, about 1:20 remaining the set, and White Tigers currently 1 player up.
Good, well left
Good lead
there in the
there,
middle.
yeah.
That's exactly what Emily wanted her to do. That's number 14 for Valkyries. Look for those catches, but they're not quite there. Good safe ball. I think both these Valkyries left in are notorious catchers. They've got good arms as well, but you don't want to be starring at either of them.
Both Alexes over on the left there were actually looking for the catch after they threw.
Yeah. Oh, honestly. Balls collided. Yeah. That kills the ball, so nothing happens after that, and we've got that ball in there. So 3 balls again. So as you can see, Valkyries are trying to basically get rid of the balls in their hands so they can look for those catches. And Tigers are doing really well at this. They're committing to their throws.
Yeah, there's about...
and there you go, that's all it takes. Alex managed to get the hit and the catch there.
About 25 seconds left, but Tigers are only down one player.
Exactly, so one hit and we can be in for a draw here. Oh, unfortunate.
A great freestanding counter there from Alex. Valkyries, lovely hit on the leg.
Yeah, Alex is just such a fun player,
aggressive hit
and
there.
Emily, no mercy. She wants to set over and it's done.
Yeah, often, to be honest, you see a lot of teams wouldn't have gone for the hit there.
Yeah.
They would choose to sort of wait, set for 2 balls, make sure you go together, as to not give your opponent a chance to make a catch. But Valkyries clearly want to go for sets in this game to sort of help them in the overall standings of the league. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, Leamington Spartans did just lose to Bedford Mighty Eagles, in a very strong performance from the Eagles. But they've actually done a huge favour of the Valkyries, because obviously Valkyries in second before the start of today. They're looking to chase Spartans, so that would be a huge, huge help for them. And Valkyries already winning their 1 game this morning. Winning this now, they will be taking 2 victories from today, whereas Spartans will be hoping to get 1 out of 2 in the game against Bedford Rangers later on this afternoon. But due to that, I'm not quite sure what the standings will be like in the table, but I think it might possibly be that they are even on points, or maybe Spartans are only 1 point above them, because Spartans did get a draw early on in the season against Nottingham Sheriffs, against you actually.
Not me personally, but my team. No, I was injured for that one, unfortunately. But yeah,
so set difference could be huge come the end of the season. So
if you're
Valkyries
anywhere
really looking
north,
to push here.
Yeah, if you're anywhere north of us on the table, mathematically we're going to struggle to come anywhere higher than 5th. But if you're north of us, it might genuinely all come down to set difference. So Alex is completely right. Valkyries will have very little interest in sitting on any of these sets. They just want to keep racking up those points. Oh, a good dodge on the floor there. Oh no, Molly Bailey's been hit as well. So that's 2 outs there. As we said, hyper aggressive. They're wasting no time.
Great catch there.
Unfortunate there. It was like, target made sense, you just want to get that ball lower, but that's what I mean, you can't give these Valkyrie girls an inch, because they will take a mile with the catches.
I think something I can already start to see is the White Tigers dropping their heads a little bit, which whilst, it's very easy to happen when, you're already... Oh, that is actually the half. Oh. Apologies. I completely missed that.
Nice chat.
But obviously it's very easy for your head to drop when you are currently 10-0 down at half-time.
Yeah, and as well, we're the second to last meet of the season. Like, they've been absolute champions, and just even turning up. Like, ultimately, it's your hobby, and no one likes losing all the time.
No.
But as you say, it's a massive opportunity for growth. The players have developed hugely, and they're going to be absolutely killing it in League One next year. So, yeah, the last 2 meets to go, they'll just be wanting to give the best account of themselves possible at this stage. They've got a really resilient, excellent setup there. So that's the Leicester Youth Dodgeball group. So it's the same people that run Leicester Predators. They have a really, really strong youth dodgeball club based just outside of Leicester. So if you're interested in playing that, I think it's the Leicester Dodgeball Academy. But all the details will be on the BD website, or if you Google it, NB Junior Dodgeball, you'll find them. They've got one of the best junior setups in the country.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. There are a lot of teams, and they're playing a lot of events across the country. But yeah, I think in the second half, I definitely want to see the Tigers with their heads up. I know it's a bit of a rough first half, but speaking from experience, if you go into the second half with your head down from the first, it's just going to go the same. It's kind of the way you have to treat it as like a new game.
Yeah.
It's a new half, it's a new game, and you do the same thing. You could go 10-0. Obviously, if I'm being honest, I don't quite think I see that happening here.
No, but they've been in these sets. They can get some sets, 100%.
Yeah.
And at this stage, like sometimes, and I mean, I've been in their position in a league before, where basically you're the banana skin. Like, where if you manage to get a few sneaky sets in here or there, like sometimes you're just trying to upset the people you're playing against. You might not win, but you don't want to give them the easiest ride going.
Yeah, and I mean, I always say to sort of my friends and my teammates that dodgeball is such a mental-based game. And if you wrestle your team, the opposing team, even if they're up, suddenly get 2 sets, it can make them a little bit nervy, and then they start to make mistakes. If you put pressure on, they're more likely to be a bit more back off. So anything can happen.
It can.
15 minutes of dodgeball is, whilst not a long time in the grand scheme of things.
It can feel like a lifetime.
It can feel like a lifetime.
And yeah,
So
especially
it's
when you're not having
definitely
a good time, it can be the loneliest place in the world, like that little 8-meter strip where you're all lining up. So we're lining up for the second half now, and we'll get the refs involved. But I think, yeah, you're completely right, Alex, in that it's such the hardest bit. I was thinking about dodgeball. If you're playing football or netball, there's one ball and there's one focal point of the game
Yes.
at all times. So I used to play goalkeeper very badly at netball, but ultimately, if someone scored, that's partly on me. But if we can't shoot, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm like, it's not personal in the same way. We're in dodgeball, you've been caught, you've been hit, you've made a mistake, and now you're in the outbox.
You haven't made a hit you needed to get.
Yeah, and I feel like it's so, I think people are always taken by surprise when they come and play. I'm generally a very mild-mannered, calm person. It's really hard to keep your head up constantly when you feel like, your mistakes are leading you to be in the outbox, which isn't always the case. You've got to give the people who are getting you out the credit of their class, and I think that's also a level of maturity that the younger girls on the White Tigers team will have really embedded in themselves this season, and I think that will stand them in such good stead. Some of them are so young; they're under 18, I think, a few of them. 5 years' time, they'll be running the Women's Super League. We're all going to fall to bits, and these will be the girls that we hand the torch onto for the future of women's dodgeball, and it's just great to see.
Look at Amy Sharp, playing on the wing for Bedford Mighty Eagles and absolutely amazing performance against London.
Yeah.
But arguably, technically, at the moment, best team in the country, as I said, top of the table, and they absolutely demolished them 16-6, and she played really, really well. And she's just been named in the England line squad. These junior players, I think, I'm a little bit jealous because they've started.
I'm not even a little bit. I'm massively jealous.
Young. It's such an advantage, and already I see guys at junior events, junior 17s, and they're just as tall as me. Their throw is just as strong, and I'm like, well, I'm going to become redundant in about 2 years' time, basically.
Oh, no, our days are so numbered. It's unreal.
Nice block there.
And here we go again. White Tigers, one player up. Oh no, failed block apparently. So even on players with 4 balls, go for that aggressive hit. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, as we actually
That'll do 4 balls again.
Returning our attention to the game, there's currently 1 minute left in this first half of the second set, and Tigers currently even. Oh, and a great catch from Alex. She does get hit on the leg, but it is a great catch. Unfortunately, the timing on the throws there from Tigers was a little bit off.
Yeah, but that's what you want to see. You've got to go for those hits. It's one of my biggest pet peeves as a coach, is if you're always throwing at someone with a ball, you're asking to be blocked.
Yeah.
Unless you've got massively fast throws, you're doing double at different heights, which is all I would say sort of very much the more technical end of your tactical calling. You need to be going for those empty players and trying to hit them. And that was a perfect example, as you say. Just need to sort the timing out and they'll be right there.
Completely agree.
So now we've got absolutely classic. Emily Nichols is an extremely experienced player, so she's just coming up for Valkyries. Molly Bailey knows she wants to get rid of the balls. And try and force a catch. Yep, they were both a bit wide. So now we've got a real.
Only about 5 seconds left, though.
A war of and Cats decided it's over.
Still going for the hit, and they do take it. Now 12-0 up at the end of the first half of the second set here, and the White Tigers versus East Anglian Valkyries matchup.
So if you are watching this and you're a woman and you'd like to play dodgeball, this looks a bit much. This is very much the top end. Please do go and check out British Dodgeball. There are local clubs all over the country where essentially a lot of us just get together for a couple of hours a week for training. There's elements of drilling. We'll develop you as a player. We'll teach you all the stuff, and you can play as seriously or as not seriously as you want. This is very much the people here who've decided they want to push. And this is our Premier League. These are the top 10 women's teams in England. So there is definitely plenty of room to learn the sport, see whether you like it, just see whether you'd like to get involved and get on the website.
Yeah,
so close. I thought Molly had taken that one.
We actually sort of experienced a little bit similar to that this week at Spartans training. So it was a bit more of a closed session. The only people that were invited, that were allowed to come to training were people playing this weekend. And we basically, after we did drills and different things which are quite intense, but we basically did an hour and a half of really intense games between the men's first and men's second team. And unfortunately, someone didn't quite get the memo, and someone brand new to dodgeball, first ever session, accidentally rocked it, and we didn't have it in our heart to turn him away.
Right, yeah.
So
you're going to have an interesting day, but
yeah,
come back
we
next
had
time.
to teach him the rules, teach him how to call, while she was playing against the current best team in the country.
Great catch there from Lisa McMaster. And that's the thing I said, these girls, like, you just can't throw at them. Is my trauma showing? Like, traumatized by years playing these women. And yeah, and just like that, we've gone from Tigers doing really well. We were 5 on 5, maybe 30 seconds ago, and a few little, like, slower balls slightly off target. Valkyries have taken those catches and made those hits, and we're now 2 on 5.
Yeah, the sets can swing so quickly in dodgeball, especially when a catch gets.
Yeah.
Obviously. But something that you can't quite see that I'd like to put some attention on is just on the left, outside of view in the outbox, the Tigers are still smiling and still cheering their teammates on, they're high-fiving each other as they're sort of making their way off court. So it's great to see that the team morale is still really high, despite
great hit
the
there
sort
from
of
Daisy.
less than favourable scoreline right now.
And you see how much it means as well, like these girls are going out, getting those hits and celebrating. Yes!
Oh, another hit.
Come on, ladies!
Fabulous throwing, timing and accuracy perfect right now from the
it's
two
all
Tiger
there
players.
for these girls. Like, I think to be honest, they've come up to Super League at a really interesting time in their careers. Oh,
Great catch from Charlie.
Like, great catch, but that Charlie had to work for that. Like, that was beautiful low, and if she wasn't, I would have jumped that. I wouldn't have fancied that myself personally. So it just shows the quality of the play. And immediately, the hit on Lisa.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I don't think Tiger player gave Charlie
that wasn't
the catch.
wrong.
It was the right thing to go for.
It was the right
Charlie
thing to
just
do.
Took.
Oh! And that
Charlie
again
just
was
took
the
a great
right
catch.
thing to do. And they're always going to be 50-50, aren't they? Those last minute, like, clutch catch attempts. But she was unlucky there. That was very difficult to say.
I think what some people don't realise is when you spent the entire day playing dodgeball and you're a little bit exhausted, jumping onto commentary.
I'm not good at words.
Sometimes.
I'm not good at words.
Words are a little bit difficult to get out.
Yeah, so here we are. You see, and then like it's all there. We just got to see whether probably see the Valkyries girls. As we said, we think they're going to probably want to turn the screw. Like, they're going to want the biggest set difference as possible here. And the White Tigers doing their level best to just slow them up. That's an unfortunate out there. So we're now 5 on 6. Got some pressure there. Charlie Day is trying to make them think about what they want to do.
Nice hit there, though.
And just the click,
Flipping
you
the
see,
shin.
good throwing. Oh, unlucky there. Tried to stick it, exactly the right thing to do. She didn't have time to move. Oh, unlucky. I think sometimes as well, when you've got that ball in your hand, you just don't quite engage in the same way as if you were without a ball. Do you know what I mean? Like, you go for that block and you maybe don't put the extra effort in for the...
Yeah, I think sometimes people are like, oh, I've got a ball in my hands, I can't be hit out.
I'm going to make the block.
And they're a little bit too passive with it.
The number of times I've blocked with my own foot.
Even in our games earlier against Stafford Raptors, the first few sets, whenever someone had a ball, they were just getting hit on the feet or hit on the sides because I think they just weren't actively blocking enough. And I think a lot of people don't realise is such a key part of blocking isn't just putting your ball in the way, it's controlling that ball that is coming at you.
Right, I'm getting the eyes from the other Sheriff's ladies, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you, Alex. Thanks very much for having me again.
No problem, thank you for joining us, and good luck in your game.
Thank you very much, and I hope you all enjoyed the rest of this match.
So a timeout has currently been called, I assume by the White Tigers. See if they can sort of bring back some that's in the dying minutes of this game. Currently about 6.5 minutes remaining. I've paused time a little bit late, so I assume there's probably about 6:45 remaining. over on court 1, we currently have Derby Phantoms playing against Wessex Wolves, and the score looks to be 10-6 in favour of the Phantoms. The Phantoms sadly lost their game in a very close game to London Storm earlier this morning, but you know, they haven't let that affect them, and they're putting up what looks to be a pretty strong performance against the Wolves, making sure they take away, hopefully, at least one win today. Here we go. Timeout is over. Team talks are over. And we'll now see if it will be any help to the Tigers. Hoping it is. I'd love to see them get on the scoreboard at some point. And you know, as Kath and I was mentioning, they definitely have the capability to do so. You know, they're playing really well. They have really good catches. They have good throws. I think, well, they can make really good catches. I think they've been a bit unfortunate so far in this game. A lot of them seem to just be sort of slipping out their arms a little bit. The balls today are slightly squishy. They're brand new balls. Sometimes players, oh, and a great catch from Alex in the middle. Just as I was mentioning, commentators curse already. But, you know, some people find that a slightly squishier ball makes it easier to catch. Some people say it makes it a little bit harder. Personal preference, really. But a great catch from the White Tigers. So they're now one player up with about 1 minute played in this set. Now it is even. Valkyries are piling on the pressure there. Oh, and a great trade. Alex Lancaster in the middle for White Tigers there. Not letting the Valkyries get away with that running counter. Getting a nice trade on the right wing there. Valkyries choosing to hold this time and instead reset with 4 balls. Will they release 2 or 3, I wonder? 2 balls. The wings releasing at the middle player, but both saw over her head. Over 1 minute remaining in the set now, and Tigers are currently 1 player up. Oh, I'm not sure if that was quite caught on the stream. I think a player might have been in a way, but it's really unfortunate for the right wing, number 7 for White Tigers there. She hit Alex on the foot. Unfortunately, it bounced up and into the stomach of the right wing for Valkyries, and she does stick the catch. That catch, as we can see, very much has changed the way this set was going, with Tigers now 1 player down instead. About 30 seconds remaining. There is still time for them to win the set. Chances a little bit slimmer now as they're down 2 players now. They do have ball possession. Throwing at different players there, trying to be aggressive and make multiple hits. And a great catch! An amazing catch there, dropping low and sticking the catch on the backtrack. About 5 seconds, and they take the hit. It looks like they're going to get on. They're going to get on the scoreboard. A great block and a hit. Great set from Tigers there. Great set from Tigers as they get on the scoreboard. Score currently standing at now 16-2 in favour of Valkyries. But that was a great set. That's what we wanted to see more of. You know, not only did they make an amazing catch, but they were making really, really good hits. So it looks like this is pretty much going to be dead on a 3-minute set, if the times are correct. Oh, a great leap there from the number 7 for Tigers. But unfortunately, an even greater catch on the side of Valkyries. And a hit as well. Quickly looking across to court one. It is currently 12-8 in favour of Derby Phantoms against Wessex Wolves. And a timeout has been called. Back to the game at hand. Oh, that was a lovely jump, and she gets the hit. I've been really impressed with the agility from the Tigers, actually. Number 3, number 7 especially. Unfortunate, dodged the one, but she is hit by the other. I think that ball was a little bit too far away for her to make the catch there, but I like the enthusiasm from the team regardless from the outbox. But yeah, the agility's been really, really good. You know, again, something I'm jealous of as I'm getting older, but the reliefs have been really good, getting really high over these balls, allowing them to sort of continue their charge on that running counter, regardless of the high pressure from Valkyries. The score is currently 18-2 for Valkyries, and this looks like it will be the final set with about 1 minute remaining now. If I'm honest, I'm hoping Tigers can get on the board again here, add another 2 points, and they do make a great catch, which is a really good start for them. 50 seconds remaining and they're 1 player up. But Charlie Day gets a really good standing counter there on the middle player as they're releasing. And another great single throw across court. 30 seconds remaining, 4 apiece. A nice attempt at the standing counter there, but doesn't quite connect. If one is, as this game's gone on, especially the last few sets, Tigers have been looking a lot more comfortable in this game, more like the first couple sets. I think in the middle they struggled a little bit. I think their heads dropped a little bit. But, oh, a great dodge in the middle there. Oh, but she is hit out there. But, yeah, Tigers really stepped it up and put on a strong performance. But I think that will be full time in just a second. It appears I did definitely have the incorrect time. I apologise for that. But that is full time. Valkyries take the final set, and they do take the game overall with a very strong and comfortable 20 points to 2. But I do think that score I don't quite think that score reflects true nature of that game. I think there were some sets where Valkyries put on a really, really strong show, but there were a lot of sets where the Tigers were right there with them in, you know, some really close sets, and there were some they were leading, but in the dying seconds, Valkyries made a really, really good last-minute catch. Unfortunately, that is the way dodgeball can go sometimes, but regardless, I think, as we mentioned, I think White Tigers can be proud of their performance, and I think they can use, you know, this game like that they can the whole season as a great learning experience. But that was the 4th out of 5 games of today, with Valkyries winning 22-2 against the Tigers. Sorry, incorrect, sorry. 20. But we have one more fixture to be shown today on the stream. It will be hopefully a really great game between Leamington Spartans and Bedford Rangers. So we're just going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a minute for the final game of the Women's Super League for today. Okay, and welcome back for the final game of the day in the Women's Super League. This is a huge matchup between Leamington Spartans in the red and Bedford Rangers over on the far side in the teal. I'm currently joined by Dom Smith from Nighthawks.
Hello, hello.
And we will be commentating this final game. We were trying to get a women's player, but unfortunately they were all a little bit tired after just playing.
Straight off the bat, Rangers winning that middle ball and getting a quick hit on Lottie Millington.
Yeah, great start for Rangers there, taking out, as I say, a pretty key play in the middle there, Spartans, Lottie Millington.
The block there. Spartans with a slow reset there, opting to go 3 balls.
Oh, good dodge there.
They're trading on the left side there. No hits, still 5-6, Rangers leading this one.
Yeah, a lot of players there choosing, not to attack the catches there. Play it safe. No need to go for them just yet.
Oh, unfortunate
Great double release though. A very
Rangers.
dynamic dodge from Holly, but unfortunately she does get hit.
Rangers are looking strong, taking an early lead in this set. Bit of a no look.
Not sure if you saw, but Leamington Spartans are coming off the back of a pretty rough defeat to Bedford Eagles. 16-6, I believe it was.
Yeah,
so I'm sure they'll be looking to put up a much stronger performance against the rival Bedford side.
Double running counter straight onto Haley
Here in
Whitelaw.
this game.
Very well timed with that. Becky Harper and Elisa. High
I
fives
think
all round.
we're about to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Bembridge. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. If those of you aren't aware, Alex Bembridge from Manchester Bees has a very nifty little system called the Bevers rating, which you can find on House of Dodge, and it basically uses a lot of numbers and complicated maths and stats to from teams to predict what the matchups will be like, the final score. And he predicted Nighthawks to lose, and he was correct.
We'll take one loss this season.
Unfortunately.
Back to this women's game here, though. Rangers still hold on to that lead with a clutch catch there in the middle.
Yeah, about 45 seconds left.
Oh, good double hit there.
Great double hit there on the left.
Evens into the last few minutes. Ooh, great dodging, Lucy.
Just less than 30 seconds now. Currently even at 3 apiece.
Spartans going to attack this. Either they go for ball or do they attack the middle here?
And they release 2.
Oh.
I'm almost a little bit surprised Spartans released 2 there, 'cause, Rangers clearly looking for these counters. Even when they're releasing 1, so they're always going to come charging at you when you've only got 1 ball in hand, and as they did there, and they do take Lucy out.
Rangers taking that hit again. Time's called. Rangers take the first game of the match.
As you may be able to tell from early on, Bedford Rangers are a very enthusiastic team when they win. They like to cheer, which is completely fine, but we apologise it's a little bit loud.
Does help with their ball retrievers being 2 very prominent players, plus Thomas Ward in the outbox, shouting and calling as a coach.
Indeed.
Unfortunate there for Amy Jones going over the middle line.
Yeah. After the first set, Rangers do take it. Spartans will be looking to come back strong in this second set, but already, oh no, 1 player down. Left wing for Rangers do get taken out there, but they are still up 1 player.
Good shooting.
Yeah,
teams are capitalising on these 2-ball attacks.
Yeah, so they use an aces pool, release their 2 balls on the wing. As David Paul Jaff, head coach, also head coach for England, playbooks quite similar.
I recently learned that the aces call means aces because in cards it's high and low. I did not know that until this year.
It's not always used that way anymore, but it's definitely the origin of the name. But no, in this game especially so far, I think they've been making really strong use of the aces, making a lot of hits on the ball holders. And then a great hit from a single throw from Lucy, number 24 in the middle for Spartans.
Spartans now up in this set. Great dodge by Elisa, going the double running. Blocked away by Laura on the right wing. Ooh, close ball retriever there for Rich. Almost going over that centre line. Ooh, Becky Harper looking to fish that one from the ground. Straight onto the cover.
Some people might be noticing that Stan Mason is one of the head centre refs for this game. Maybe a little controversial, sorry, seeing as he plays for Bedford Rangers men's team.
He does, but I know Sam is a brilliant referee.
No, he's a very good referee. He's a very good referee.
Very good on his decision making, and he's always backs up himself when he makes a call. Rangers are now down, looking. Oh,
and then just that Spartans
shot.
Take the second set.
2 apiece now. Spartans looking more with it now.
Yeah, I think first set was a little bit rough, a little bit close. Unfortunately, they did lose. At the start of the second set, though, I'd almost say they weren't quite with it. Obviously, going over the line at the start, and then Holly getting out as well, but came back really, really strong in the second half of that second set.
Both of these teams very big dynamic dodging. Oh, that is unfortunate.
That is very unfortunate.
Lana looking to take that ricochet.
They are laughing as they head to the outbox, though, which is what you love to see.
Everyone makes a mistake.
Ooh, a great lead there,
great
actually.
dodge, Lucy.
Number 21, Becky Harper for Spartans, clearly wanted that catch, but decided it was too risky to go for it. Oh, a great shot!
Fantastic toe shot there.
Great shot on the foot of the Spartans player.
But they're straight up to take that trade away. Nice slow ball then. Plays on Spartans. Both teams taking this very cautiously into this set.
Yeah. Very slow, seems very methodical. Not really getting drawn into any chaos or anything.
Just as we say that, we have 2 of the Rangers players being hit out. Spartans just waiting for their moment to attack.
As you say, though, at the end of that last set, looking much more with it. Again, this set looking a lot more comfortable than at first.
Amy Jones just blocking that one back, forcing the play of the Rangers side.
To be honest, Spartans looking a lot more comfortable than they did against Bede.
Yes. At least taking that drop.
Sorry,
catch.
apologies.
Nice and easy at the middle there. A lot more happy faces on the Spartan side after that set.
Yeah. I think, obviously, coming off of that defeat, which against Bedford Eagles, which I assume, they probably weren't expecting. Regardless of it being a tough game, I, assume they were hoping they would get the win from that. So I imagine their heads were dropped quite low. But it's nice to see that they've come out fighting in this game, not really letting it affect their mental too much.
The Women's Super League is fantastic to watch this year.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
So many teams battling that top spot.
Pretty much we've had quite a lot of commentators on today, and pretty much everyone has mentioned how great the Women's Super League has been this season, with everyone beating everyone. But, everyone has the capability to lose or beat any of the other teams.
What I found interesting coming back is...
a
brilliant
great shot on the foot.
Holly Gedlin, not expecting that shot. Nope. What I was going to say was the standard of dodgeball, interesting, feels greater coming off of lockdown.
Yeah, surprisingly. Like after almost 18 months away from the sport, you think it would take quite a while for people to get back into the swing of things. But, I noticed very quickly, everyone's gotten pretty well. Like, people have even made, improvements from before the pandemic, which is great to see. It's nice that, obviously, whilst, some clubs have been affected, it's nice that on the grand scheme of things, dodgeball on a whole has, really survived the past 2 years, and if anything, has come out the other end of it stronger.
I feel it does help when people are cooped up home watching hours of dodgeball a day, maybe just doing their homework.
Yep, very true. I know. A great catch there from number 21.
Straight onto
and a lovely double running counter.
Unfortunate, but great timed running counters there, leaving it 1v5.
A flawless 10 seconds from Spartans there. Really well played. But, sorry, as I was saying, I basically spent the entire lockdown watching old Euros World Cup and any other video I could find.
I delved into free ball for a bit. That didn't last too long.
No, I watched, I think it was an old international free ball competition, and I got about 2 sets in and decided to stop watching.
Oh,
I'm definitely, being a younger, you know, I like to think we're probably getting a bit older now. My body feels it anyway, but I'm still a new player to the sport overall, compared to some people.
good shot there.
You know,
Spartans taking it.
I started playing with 5 balls instead of 3, and I think I definitely think that was the right choice personally from what I've seen. 5 balls, it's just so much quicker pace. It's so much more fitting to what dodgeball is.
Yeah, I did 1 season, 1.5 of free ball, and it's such a difference now looking back. It's almost less exciting to watch. Much slower pace, much more catching focus game.
Yeah. And I found it interesting how you can roll the ball to the other side.
Yeah,
That seemed really weird to me.
rolling the balls when you don't want to throw, just to try and force the team to throw catches.
Yeah. Strange.
Very
Really
strange.
weird.
A lot of players in this Women's Super League have come from free ball side, but we also have a lot of new faces in the sport. Good to see the women's side growing so much every year.
Yeah. And as Kath and I were mentioning in the White Tigers versus Valkyries game, 4 of the players for White Tigers I noticed, like not even 2 years ago, were playing in the junior leagues.
Yes, they were.
So, and like they're now playing in, you know, the highest league
Yes.
in the country. It's great to see. It's amazing.
You look further than that, people such as Imi Sharp working their way from the junior leagues only a couple of years ago into the international scene.
Phenomenal. I mean, our British Dodgeball school events have been hugely successful so far
Yes.
this season as well. Like, we usually have at least 2 a week. With like, I think I'll have to have a look at the survey
Yes.
report again, but there's usually at least 60 children taking part. And every time it's different children, and that's amazing. It's so
great.
good to see so many new people, new junior players picking up the sport, because the more we can get in at that age, the more it's just going to grow and grow and grow as they get older.
We started our junior club only last year, and a lot of those juniors are pushing towards our men's teams as they get older.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to eventually get out of the point where it's not just a university sport, and we're pushing into people who grew from the junior side, such as the White Tiger girls.
Yeah.
Great to see.
I think I'd probably say that the sort of community side of dodgeball is larger than the university side now, but that community side, pretty much majority of it has stemmed from university players.
Absolutely.
I would probably say 90% of the people in St. George's Park right now started playing dodgeball at university.
Yes, I think that statistic is slowly changing over time as these juniors clubs are developing and growing.
Some people start playing at school, some people join a community junior club, whatever it is, whichever, however they get into the sport. There are more and more people joining dodgeball every day, and that's amazing to see.
I think the change to 5-ball really did help that.
Great dynamic dodge from Holly there. Jumping to the side, avoiding that 2-ball attack from Bedford Rangers. Spartans now with 4 balls. And a great hit, a great dodge and hit.
Spartans really started to switch it on this half now.
Yeah, with just 8 seconds remaining. Rangers are looking to make a catch here to try and bring the set back.
Safely blocking
No,
away.
they go for a double running counter instead.
That's double. Amy Jones
They
unfortunate
do
to
take
get
the
hit
hit,
there.
but Spartans take the set.
Safe to say this game is not over yet. Rangers have a lot left in the tank and they're still pushing them.
And, I mean, score's currently only 8-2 in favour of Spartans. That can very easily, very quickly swing the other way.
I know Thomas Ward has been told to
That's
me.
be a 1-minute set.
I think a 1-minute set, yes. Thomas Ward in the coaching box for Rangers. Whilst big scary guy in the dodgeball court has been told amazing coach, I've been told.
Really? I haven't had the chance to be coached by him yet, but I'll take your word on it.
We'll have to. But we're looking into set. 5 apiece. This 1-minute
5
set.
apiece with about 30 seconds remaining here. Great pressure from both sides there. Neither side choosing back down. Oh,
Amy
a great
Jones.
shot on the foot.
fascinates me about some players' releases, but the throwing styles are so different. Amy Jones is such an elbow thrower. She's got a good grip on the ball, and the way she got that angle there was brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, Elisa with a catch as well. Spartans really switching on.
Really aggressive on the running counters here. Absolutely merciless. Running up court and releasing at different targets.
Question for you, Alex. Would you take a 3-ball or a 2-ball going into a 1-minute set? It differs along a lot of players.
I'm not sure. That's a great question. I think it depends how the game's been going. Obviously, I think a lot of things, obviously usually come down to context, but I don't know. I think I'd rather have 3.
Yes.
Then, you do have more control over that game, and, you can still choose to throw 1.
Yes.
And if the time is getting low, chances are they're going to throw 2. They're going to throw a standing counter, and if you can react to that quick enough, take 4 balls and get a nicer hit.
Yeah, I'm in the same ground. I think taking 3 balls into a minute set allows you to almost dictate the speed of that set.
Yeah.
Throw a nice steady single, or you can go aggressive from the bat. But I know teams who would rather take 2 and go much slower and play more reaction based.
But the score at half-time is 10-2 to Spartans against Bedford Rangers. I think quite a comfortable first half for Spartans. Obviously, in a lot of those sets, Rangers were in it right there with them.
Yes.
And only came down to sort of 1 or 2 players. But Spartans didn't look shaky to me. They looked very comfortable, looked in control, looked methodical. Rangers, I'd say, quite the same, to be honest. I think just fortunately for them, usually coming on the wrong end of some trades.
Yes, Rangers got a bit unfortunate with a few of those double ricochets, but at the same time, that first set they really did seem switched on. Before Spartans just upped at another level. It'll be interesting to see after this halftime and team talk. Will Rangers change anything up? Will they go for more of an aggressive style to match the Spartans' play style right now, or will they keep it how it is and if playing against that back wall will change the dynamic? St. George's Park is different, I've heard.
I mean, just in the in the Derby Storm game, whenever a timeout was called, or it was half time or a team timeout, it immediately that team that called the timeout would immediately win sort of 1 or 2 next sets. So clearly shows that the timeouts and what you say has such a huge impact on the rest of the game. These team talks are vital to who ends up taking the final game. And I was saying to Kath earlier, I'll be interested to see if you agree. She agreed with me that compared to the men's game, that the reason, say, compared to men's Super League in the women's Super League, that everyone can sort of beat everyone, is that I think the women's game is a little bit more dictated on play style.
Exactly. No, absolutely agree to
I think some teams play such a different play style, and it's whether or not teams can adapt to that play style.
Yeah, agreed.
And if they're not, then sometimes they struggle. And I think that's what we saw with Leamington Spartans versus Bedford Mighty Eagles. They just couldn't quite adapt to the opposition they were playing against, and they were punished for it.
Oh, absolutely agree.
Whereas
sorry,
after you.
Oh, go for it.
Whereas in, say, the men's Super League, typically, while sort of play style and tactics play a part, I think usually sort of the players that are just better catchers or have bigger arms usually come out on the positive side of things.
From my time in the Super League, it's such a varied play style. You had teams like us as Vikings and Meteors who played very aggressively, and then you have teams who are, look at how Spartans play, quite slow, quite calculated.
Yeah.
And take that into the women's game. There is such, again, a varied play style. A lot of people mention how Derby play with almost quite an erratic playstyle, which works for them.
Some teams really don't know what to do when a team comes at them like that. So, it really pays, goes in their favour. But something that I found quite interesting I'd say both of the matchups in the men's Super League between Leamington Spartans and Butterworth Meteors, both games you can find on our YouTube channel. I recommend going watching both incredible games.
Great plug there.
Got it. But I think, as you say, typically I'd say Meteors are one of the most chaotic teams Right. As you say, Spartans, a bit slower and a bit more precise.
Almost more calculated.
Yeah, more calculated. Great way of putting it. But when they played each other, I saw both teams adopting sort of traits of one another, which they don't normally do when they play their opponents. But they did it because I think because they knew it's not going to work if we go at it like this. They're two polar opposites, so I think they had to sort of take one another's traits.
You generally find if a team comes at you very aggressively, you either need to match their speed. Sorry, Elisa, great dodge there. You either need to match their speed or pick the speed completely out and play a more slower game to combat that.
Completely agree.
A lot of teams, when they're playing, for example, in Meteors, they play to try and match the Meteors' aggression, whereas the Spartans generally play the complete opposite style. Oh, this is an interesting... takes it straight back. But we're going to get a nice encounter in the neutral zone there. Spartans have done a lot of subbing this set. Now got Becky Smith on.
Yeah, she looks to replace Becky Harper, I think it is.
Yes, it is.
Just under 30 seconds left in this set.
Is that
Great
double
hit!
standing?
Two absolutely gorgeous standing counters there. And just as I say it, Spartans are now down one player. And as I say it again, they're even. The commentator's curse really does exist within dodgeball.
It's that double release from Spartans every time.
Lottie just get hit. 1 second left.
Great that second hit. Really happy with that hit at the end.
And that's a really important set for Rangers to win. Straight into the second half and immediately winning the first set is a great way to reset your mentality, set the team around. And as I was saying earlier, that dodgeball, you very much have to treat it like two halves. It's like two different games almost. One half may have gone bad, you reset, you go again.
The difference
And
also
it seems like Rangers have really taken that to heart.
Yeah, the difference against playing at the back wall versus playing against the net is also huge.
Yeah, completely agree. I think some teams, certain players, will always prefer playing wall to wall. It means they can just play more aggressive, don't have to worry about giving the opposition 4 balls as much, and be a bit more wild with it.
Spartans with the 3 balls here.
Oh, a great shot there.
Great shot. Trading at the side. Lottie Millerton trying to take another trade on there. Fortunately misses. Spartans currently 5-3 up in the set. Last ball with Becky Smith.
Great hit onto Lottie there. Bea Creed on that right wing. Goes for it on a cross counter. Doesn't get the hit on Holly.
Elliman's unable to secure that catch in the neutral zone. Very good throw from Laura there.
That was a great little exchange, actually. Everyone sort of throwing across at each other, and Rangers did come out on top of it.
Another trade there. 1-for-1s all across this set.
Yeah, another 1-for-1 trade. Now both teams, 2 players each. Barnes again, releasing 2 balls.
Bounce there.
I'm quite surprised they did that a second ago, and it didn't pay off for them in the last set with Lottie being hit out. When you have 2 players, usually you tend to want to have at least one of those players having the ball in hand as you're backtracking to defend.
Absolutely.
And this seems to be a great hit from Holly, really aggressive at the chest.
Now good 1v1 here.
I think O'Neill being a bit distracted by the ball retriever, it looked like. Holly really aggressive throws though. Here we go.
Just ducking out of the way of that.
45 seconds. I don't think we're going to see the end of it though. I think one of these players is going to get a hit, neither backing down, both charging up for the hit.
Holly again on that quick counter.
Well left. Very well left.
Close to that middle line there.
Well left by both players. Great little dodge.
A real battle of wits here.
Yeah.
Laura's burning that really brilliantly just outside of the zone. And she takes the catch. Brilliant drop catch. That's Rangers with 2 set wins this half.
Yeah, great start to the second half. Clearly, Thomas Ward is a great coach and gave a phenomenal halftime team talk.
Don't big him up too much.
I have to. In the England's post, his name got put on his own. I think it's been a little left out in the caption.
I did see that.
Great hit there. But yeah, phenomenal catch there. That was a really interesting sort of final minute, that set. Both players going back and forth, throwing singles, like placing them safe and wide.
Very good.
Both were looking for the catch, and eventually Rangers took the set.
Laura did really good there to drop right into the throw.
Yeah. Becky Smith unable to do the same and does get hit out.
Laura Burris protecting herself brilliantly behind that ball there. Rangers looking to bring this back in the second half.
Well left there. It's great to see sort of restraint on some of these catches. A lot of people, you know, if a catch is near them, they sort of attack it and fish a little bit and get hit.
Yes.
But players really choosing the right catch in this game.
Lana very quick at court then to take that attack, covering Hayley Whitelaw brilliantly.
I think Rangers with 4 balls now. Yeah, 4 balls. Or they just throw the majority at Ellie, the ball holder. No, they go 1 in for ball holder. Great protection there from O'Neill on the left wing.
Now it's Spartans' turn to take the 4-ball attack.
Yeah.
And they capitalise on this one.
Unfortunately not. Instead,
No.
Rangers take a phenomenal catch.
Ellie Mounds looks disappointed in herself there.
Yeah. Spartans now 1 player down.
Rangers really switching on.
Yeah, so much better in the second half from Rangers.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout called after this set if it doesn't go their way.
I'd completely, to be honest, I'd almost say, regardless of how this ends, might call a timeout. There's only sort of 5-6 minutes remaining of the game anyway, so may as well utilise it to the fullest extent. And only 20 seconds remaining in this set.
20 seconds remaining. Rangers with a 2-person lead. It's not
4
healthy.
balls here. They have to go at Amy on the left wing here. They do, and they get the hit. Oh. Becca is unable to take the pop-up catch though. Unable to take the deflection catch. 1 second left.
That's 3 sets in a row.
And I assume this will be a timeout call.
Are they going to play through it, or are we going to get a timeout called here?
Is it a timeout call? Yep, timeout is called.
Yep, timeout's been called.
Probably could have called it 10 seconds earlier. Just save yourself a few seconds. Keep balls, you know, the balls we set up whilst you have your timeout. Need a little tactic to gain some time.
They do have that lead there. They could delay. You can call timeout until a lineup is called. So saving actually a few seconds for the Spartan side to drag out the time.
Great start to the second half, though. I say start, 10 minutes, 2/3 of the way through. But yeah, great showing so far from Bedford Rangers. So much better from that first half. Whilst they weren't poor in the first half by any means, I think they've just really, really switched on in the second half and brought the fight to Spartans. I think in the first half, they were a little bit on the back foot, letting Spartans come to them, whereas now they're facing them instead, and I think Spartans a little bit shell-shocked almost.
The Spartans were really dictating the pace in that first half. Rangers have come into this second half really fiery, lots of smiles all around, and it's great to see that within this. They're happy, they're confident, they're taking this to Spartans. Let's see if Spartans can retaliate after this timeout.
I mean, you know, the last sort of timeout, I should say, at half-time, worked really well for Rangers. Let's see if it will do the same for Spartans.
Again, a change in subbing for the Spartan side, bringing back on Elisa and Becky Harper. Rangers sticking with their 6.
About 5 minutes remaining in the game, with Spartans currently 1 set up on Rangers. And Rangers get an early hit on Amy.
Another great
Great
two-ball
blocks there
attack.
from Leah Creed.
Block's been called there.
Spartans now down 2 players. 40 seconds into this set.
Two-ball
Down 3
attack
players now.
after two-ball attack. Every
Spartans
two-ball
going for
attack.
that, going for that aggressive double running counter, which was working so well for them in the first half. But Leah Creed staying alive amazingly on that right wing for the Rangers. That ball does bounce.
It's as we were saying in the first half. First half, Spartans were hitting every two-ball attack. Now Rangers have flipped it on them, and that's 100% hit on every two-ball attack so far on the Rangers side.
Charlie, I think it was Charlie Day saying earlier when she was commentating that she thinks that playing against the wall. Oh, and a great catch there. Sorry, she was saying that she thinks some players find it easier to throw when facing the wall because it helps with the depth perception a lot more than throwing against the net and the players, which seems a lot, all the way back.
Rangers aggressively
Rangers take another set.
We were saying earlier, after a timeout, the team usually takes the win. But
Yeah,
Rangers
that
going
timeout
against that.
clearly hasn't sort of worked for Spartans. If anything, I think that set went worse than the previous 3.
Agreed. Rangers taking that set really swiftly, getting 2 hits quickly off the bat with 2 ball attacks. We are now 10-all, with not long to go.
Really good dodge there. Really important to stay alive there.
Oh, it would be my Nighthawks players standing in the way of the camera.
There is only about 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining. I'm not sure if, even if this set goes down, if there'll be a second set. I'm not sure. This might be the final set of the game. With the score currently at 10-all. This could decide the match.
Good. I think we'll see if a team goes down in this, we'll see a step off towards the end. They'll force that 1 minute set.
Spartans have done it before so far this season. They did it to get a draw and a win against Sheriffs and then White Tigers respectively. How do you feel about teams stepping off?
I find it's a great use of the rule.
I agree.
It's a good gamble. You're forcing. Great catch there. Fantastic catch, dropping back. Bring on Leia.
She does get her out on the trade though. Holly Gedling did hit her out on the leg. But a phenomenal
Rangers with
catch.
the last ball.
That definitely can't be taken away from her. A great hit there. Great cut from Amy Jones, and she releases, and she does take the hit on Laura.
After such a good trade by Rangers taking that catch, Spartans have come back with even more aggression. Really wanting this win.
But they do get a hit, and now it's even, 3 apiece, with about a minute and a half remaining.
Oh, very unfortunate
so
ricochet catch.
That's really, really unfortunate. You have to feel for them, for Rangers there.
Haley taking a great shot there, only for it to ricochet up. Lotte Middleton with fantastic awareness taking that catch. Oh! 1 minute set.
But if anything, this does just give Rangers the chance to draw the game out.
It does.
I almost think Spartans should have just let that set play out. Let the final minute go
I do
if
agree.
possible, and just might have stepped off though. But
That's the gamble we take. I wouldn't have expected this to go down to the last minute set, looking at that the first half in general. But Rangers really turning it on and switching things around. With an early hit again on
Big
Amy
hit.
Jones. Retaliating with a hit across back on Haley Whitelaw.
But a great trade from Spartans there.
3 balls across. Taking Watermelon.
And another hit. But
Taking
Spartans
Landry.
trade back again.
This is going down to the wire. Trades
These
after
teams
trades.
just an absolute slugfest. Neither team backing down. One gets a hit, and the other comes straight back with another.
Shot across.
They take out Lisa. This time Spartans don't get a trade.
Rangers take this.
one
We
player
take the
up.
draw.
About 10 seconds remaining in
Less
the game.
than 10.
Spartans
Are we
either
going to
hit
see
or
a
a catch.
standing?
The standing
This
doesn't
is
work.
standing.
Play ball will be cool, but they don't need
Do
to
we need to
release.
throw? They can just reset.
Rangers take the game. And Holly
It's
does
a
make a
draw.
catch, but it's not in time. A great
Spartans
catch from Holly
Rangers.
Gedling, but it will not count as Bedford Rangers take the set.
What a
And the
fantastic
game ends
game.
at 12-all.
Real props to those Rangers ladies taking that second half by storm, coming out so aggressively.
At least I think the game ends 12-all.
12-all. 12-all final score, yes.
Yep. I can't quite see the scoreboard from this angle, so I was hoping it wasn't actually 14. And I missed that.
We are 12-10 into that final set with Spartans just leading. Rangers playing their hearts
Wow.
out.
What a way to end round 8 of the Women's Super League. That was a
it's-
phenomenal game.
Any way to sum up the Women's Super League, this game shows that.
A really, really good game. Really, really good game. I think that really was a game of two halves. As we were saying at half time, you know, you can't let your head get down. You can turn it around. You treat it like a second game. And Rangers really showed that in that game and performed really, really well. Taking what was a 8-set deficit at half time, 10-2, to 12-all. Literally flipped the game exact.
Exactly, flip the second half was complete difference. We got some happy Rangers coming up the stairs right now. A fantastic game all around there.
Sorry. We're having the one good day of the season.
Bedford Rangers, men and women, celebrating after an amazing game, amazing performance against Leamington Spartans. The game did end in a draw, right? 12-all, yeah. But yeah, phenomenal. We've had an amazing day here at St George's Park for round 8 of the English Women's Super League. I want to say thank you to everyone that came down and watched in person, everyone that's been watching on the stream, and anyone that is watching tomorrow or the day after, or whenever you choose to watch the game. We've had some amazing games. I don't know which has been my favourite game. I almost think I preferred that game to the Phantoms versus Storm matchup. Watching the comeback was quite entertaining.
There's just been so many games in the Women's Super League, not just this meet, the whole season, where it's a coin flip on which team's going to win. It's the most unpredictable Super League we've ever had, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here to see teams at the bottom and at the top of all leagues contesting each other regardless of their position in the table.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, you know, White Tigers haven't won a game yet, but very, very nearly beat Spartans and very nearly have done the same to other teams so far this season. Like, everyone has put in some amazing performances, and I cannot wait for round 9. I think that's going to be incredible.
Yes.
Like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to decide everything. Nothing is decided yet. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably be doing some live streams from round 9. But for now, that's the end of the live streams. We won't be streaming the Men's Super League today, unfortunately. But you will be able to keep up to date with the scores on our website, which should be updated on Monday. We're going to sign off now. Thank you to everyone that came and watched. Thank you to everyone that's competed, and we hope everyone has a great day. Thank you, guys.